welcome back to Page to Picture, the podcast where we talk about our favorite books and the movie adaptations they inspired. I am your host, Kim. Today, Tiff is not here, but that is okay because I have an amazing, beautiful guest that I am so excited to have on this podcast. Today's episode is a true spellbinding treat. We're talking about Practical Magic, both the beloved novel by Alice Hoffman and the iconic 1998 film starring Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman. This story has everything: sisterhood, small town magic, family curses, and of course, some seriously powerful women. Whether you first fell in love with the book or the movie, this one definitely has a cult following. We are so excited to unpack all of it with you. And like I mentioned, I am so thrilled. I have a special guest, author Rocio. She is a fantasy writer whose debut novel, Blood of the Blackthorn, is making major waves. It's a dark, rich epic filled with witchcraft, forbidden love, political tension, and deep family secrets. It's the first book in her Eternal Curse series, and trust us, if you love magic realism and layered women characters, you're going to want to pick this book up too. She is joining us to talk about Practical Magic. Can you please say hi to our guest?
Hello. Thank you for having me on. I'm so excited to yap about all things witchiness and especially practical magic.
Yeah. And I was like, this is perfect. You're like a perfect guest for this.
Oh, and just for anybody watching, I made a margarita. It's called the Practical Margarita. So it says
I love it.
There you go.
I love it. We're definitely going to post like your recipe.
It's so fun.
So that whoever's listening to this podcast, when this episode comes out, you can make yourself your own little
Oh my god.
drink. Oh my god, so excited. So grab your midnight margaritas, light a candle, and let us get into it. So I'm going to go facts about the book, okay?
Yes.
So the title is Practical Magic. The author is Alice Hoffman. It was release date was October 1995. The genre is magic realism, contemporary fantasy, and women's fiction. Tropes in Practical Magic is witchy family legacy, sisterhood, cursed love, small town suspicion, magic hiding in plain sight, found family, and strong female characters. That was a lot of tropes, but it's so true.
I mean, we gotta punch it all in there so that way it appeals to everybody.
You know what? I love tropes. I know some people, they don't like to know tropes of a book because they don't want to be like they don't want to like predetermine whether they're going to like the book or not. But I love a good trope. I mean, give me all the tropes.
Yes.
Personally, I love them.
I personally like it because then I know what I'm getting into. Otherwise, I'll just be like, oh, what is this about? Or like, because unfortunately, we all do it where we judge a book by its cover, right?
Yes.
The cover we're not that big of a fan of, but the tropes are all things that like match up. It's like, okay, I'm gonna give it a chance.
You'll be surprised. You see like covers of books and you're like, I did not think I would like this book based off the cover, but I do.
I know. You know what? One of them, which is very much probably an unpopular opinion. When I was a teen, obviously the Hunger Games came out, and I remember looking at the cover and being like, "What is this?" Like,
yes,
I was thinking it was like a space thing, right? About the Hunger Games, and it kind of has like the sci-fi element, spacing. But then all my friends were like reading it and talking about it. I was like, "All right, I'll give it a chance." And obviously, it blew my mind. It's one of my top 5 favorite books.
The best?
Yes.
Are you serious?
I know.
You're like, wait, should they go in space?
Yeah, exactly. Like, where's the space? There's a bird on the cover and it's in gold. What's happening here?
I love that so much. No, I mean, as you've probably seen, we love Hunger Games. We are like constantly tagging.
I'm liking it. I'm like, let him come on.
Oh my god, I am obsessed with Hunger Games. The Sunrise on the Reaping like wrecked me in the best possible way. Like, I'm heavily obsessed. The casting
and how they've been announcing it is just phenomenal. I'm gagged.
Every time I woke up and I just like got a notification, I've never been so heavily invested in like refreshing my social media. And I'm like, oh my god, the casting is spot on. I loved it.
I know. So now I'm like, okay, now the script. The script has to be there. Let's go.
Give me like, okay, you guys are planning, like this is where you're gonna film. Awesome. Like, give us more. And I need more characters. I need more actors. Like, there's a lot of characters you haven't listed. I need more.
Well, even though I know we're getting off track, but even like the when they announce like, hey, you could be one of the ones like on, and then everyone's like making fun of it with their
Oh my
real
god. They're like
guys
the
was
maintenance,
so ingenious.
the person mopping.
Yeah.
Some of those are like, "I'm President Snow's milk in the
Yes,
fridge."
I saw that one. I was like, y'all, they're not gonna choose anyone. This is a big mistake.
It is so fu I on our, thread, I was like, "Why don't you guys just all hire every single person as a
Yeah.
background act? Like, we can all be in the stands."
Yeah.
Like, we would do justice for that.
I will dress up in the most ridiculous outfit and wear the most obscene headpiece just
I
to stand in the crowd and go, here.
I'm literally like, we will bring our own costumes. Like, you don't even have to, like, dress us. We will bring our
Exactly.
own.
We're
I would
saving
like
money.
I would like to see it all unravel, like, everything.
Yeah.
Just I'll be a tree. I don't care.
I won't wear
Let
my they're like shaking, like, I got this.
let me be the tree
Please.
near the end of the book, like, if you know, but, like, let me be a tree or something.
Oh my
I
god.
mean, if PETA could, like, do his, like, little thing where he, like, becomes, like, the mud.
Oh, what was it? It became a rock or whatever. That's like, I think he's Josh Hutcherson has even acknowledged it. Like, I have no idea how that would have been possible.
Let us, like, dress all of us up in the
I'll be the pebble on the ground. It's fine. Anything.
I'll be one of the geese or, like, whatever, just let me
Just like flapping the biggest geese in there, just flapping the fake wings.
just add them to put me, like, in the far back so you can't tell that I'm, like, a person, but, like,
Oh
I
my,
can do it.
yeah, exactly. Give us a chance.
Something, just give me anything.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, no, that's like a whole nother topic. That's like a whole nother podcast. Okay, so facts about the movie. The title is Practical Magic. Director is Griffin Dune. Release date was October 16th, 1990. The genre is fantasy, romance, and drama. This is like a stacked cast. I love a stacked cast. As Sally Owens, it's Sandra Bullock. As Jillian Owens, it's Nicole Kidman. Aunt Frances, it's Stalker Channing. Aunt Jet, it's Diane Weiss. Gary is Aidan Quinn. And Jimmy, I can't pronounce his last name. It's like Gorin something. Like, it is intense, this last name. I can't even try to pronounce.
I should have went away. How do you spell it?
It's like Vinsnjic, but then there's all these like symbols above like the letter. What is it?
Vishnik? Vishnik?
Visnik?
Vishnik?
Vishnik.
Is he Bulgarian, like, in the movie?
I think
Okay.
so.
Might be Vishnik. Or maybe anyone who's Bulgarian, please correct us. Let us know.
Yeah.
In the comments.
Thank
Feel like
you. Please.
feel like these women are getting it all wrong.
Look, we know him as Jimmy Engelov, who is
Yeah.
like the worst person ever. So that's how we know him.
We're trying here.
Oh my gosh. Like, we know Sandra, we know Nicole, and I think we're good at that point.
That's all I needed. We're good.
Yeah, we're good. We just need Sally and
Mhm.
Jillian, and we're good. Okay, so let's go and let's talk about Practical Magic, the book.
Yeah.
So, when was the first time you ever read the book?
I think, oh God, it was years ago, in like my early 20s, maybe. I
Mm-hmm.
read the book, and then it wasn't until I saw the movie last year that I was like, you know what, I kind of want to read it again. So I did a reread like a week or two ago.
Yeah.
You know what? I just want to, I don't know, because it's something, like when you read a book when you're like a teen or like a younger age, and then you read it 10 years later and you have like a different impression, or
Yes.
you notice things about it. So reading it this time, obviously more of an adult, I was like, oh my goodness, like a lot of things make a lot more sense now than it did when I was younger.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's crazy. So, like, I first read the book like 2 weeks ago.
that's okay. That's
That is
okay.
the
Where's
first
the
time I
say?
read. That was the first time I read it. I did the Audible version, which I actually
Yes.
enjoyed. I liked
Okay, so
it.
voice was great. I was like, okay.
Because sometimes Audibles are like a hit or miss,
Yes.
right?
I felt like, honestly, I was listening to like someone telling the story about like their town. Like I was, it almost
Yes.
felt like it was just like we were gabbing, and I'm listening to them tell like,
Yes.
and I'm like,
Yeah.
invested, because it doesn't feel like I'm being told a story. It feels like I'm really being like invited into the story, and like I can
Yeah.
literally imagine someone in front of me having that conversation. I think that's a testament to how Alice Hoffman writes, is that like it really reads as if you were like there and someone's just imparting the wisdom of
Yes.
yeah.
Like, I feel like I could, like, retell the story to somebody, and then they'll be like, "Oh, who do you know?" I'm like, "Oh, don't worry about those are just my friends, like, that's just my friends, their life, like, out there, don't worry about them."
Yeah.
No, I was surprised. I had a lot of because I love the movie, like, love the movie. So, reading the book for the first time, I had a lot of I wanted to be open-minded
Yeah.
with it, but I had a lot of high hopes, and I was not disappointed. I mean, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I was surprised, but
And
I enjoyed it.
I will say this, reading it a second time after watching the movie recently, I literally was thinking to myself, like, this, like, they have, it's so weird, but they have the same vibes, the same kind of like aesthetics, but the story versus the movie, there's a lot of like key differences,
Yes.
ages with like, even how like the family's kind of set up or where the location even is. And
Mhm.
I felt like the movie, like, obviously you can only fit so much into an hour and a half plus movie, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like the movie did a great job of kind of like bringing all those elements together without it being so far apart. But yeah, there was definitely some key differences.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, we will get into it, don't worry.
Yes.
It was like reading almost like 2 different like, the story and the movie, same, but, like, different. Like, I don't know if the best way I don't know the best way to explain it, like, you just have to read the book and watch the movie, truly,
Yeah.
to find out.
I would recommend to anybody, like, usually I'm always a person who's like, okay, read the book, then watch the movie. But in this case, I would say watch the movie, then read the book. Cause then you
Yes.
like, it's almost like you're deep diving and getting back. Like when you are watching a movie and you see an actor and you're like, I've seen them somewhere. And then you go on a deep dive
Oh,
afterwards and yes.
yeah,
And you're going on your
1,000%.
deep dive afterwards. I feel like that's how it is for Practical Magic. You have to watch the movie first
Yes.
to kind of get invested in these characters. And then you read the book afterwards to kind of get the background of like, okay,
Yes.
like deep
Like,
dive.
you know this much about the family, about the characters, but now, like, let's, like, give you a little bit more information on them. Yes, and then rewatch the movie again
Yes,
with
and then
the knowledge,
for the
with
back.
more knowledge. Yeah, get your margaritas and now be highly invested in
Yes.
it. Okay, so what stood out to you most about Hoffman's writing style or her storytelling approach?
I think it was what I said earlier. It felt literally as if somebody were just talking with me, like if we were having a gossip session.
Yeah.
I love that she wrote it that way because it didn't feel like intrusive or anything like that into like the characters, but it kind of felt as if it was like, here's the story of people I know, like you were saying, here's the story of
Mhm.
people I know from my town. And I just think it's interesting. I need to tell somebody. So,
Yes.
our dear reader, I'm telling you exactly what's happening in my
Yeah.
town.
Like,
Yeah.
I liked it because it's not like a witchy story, right? You would think like, oh, practical magic, and then you would think it would have this whole the fantasy element
Yeah.
of like witches but it's not. Like it's really just reading about like people who
Yeah.
happen to be witches, but like what's going on in their life, their
Yeah.
trauma, their healing,
Mhm.
finding connection, their sisterhood.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed her writing. Like, I was surprised how much I enjoyed this book. I really am.
Me too. And like, I really love the fact that like, you're right. Like it was really just about, and it makes sense why it's women's fiction. It was really just about like women and their relationships and their interpersonal connections with both themselves as a family unit and with their little society. And
Yes.
I think even throughout the book, they don't mention magic a lot. Like they don't really
Yeah.
don't explicitly say, or I say they, Alice Hoffman doesn't explicitly say like this is a witch and she is magic and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of like, and it's alluding to it quite often. It's very obvious that it is, but it's
Yeah.
never just so like point blank. She's a witch and she's doing this.
Right. Yeah, it's very you would think if you saw the book and you see the cover, and like we were mentioning earlier, like judging a book by a cover, you're like, oh, practical magic. It must be about witches and magic and
Yeah,
this like deep fantasy witch theme. But then you read it and there's like true themes and like genres and plots in this book. It's not just about witches. Like,
yeah.
yeah, they're witches and they have magic, but there's
It's like a
more
sub
to
plot.
it.
Yeah.
Yes, correct.
And like, and it also, it depends for the cover conversation. It also depends on what cover you get because it's been since like the 90s. Like there's different covers. There's one with like a boot. And like
That's
a
the one I think I read on the Audible. It was like The
yeah.
Boot or something like
And then
that.
I read the one on Audible that had it almost looked like an oil painting almost of like
Yeah.
an apple, I think it was, or something like that. And so really, but like if I were to see like the cover I got and I didn't know anything about practical magic, I would think I'm going back to like the Middle Ages or something like that. It just kind of felt that way. Or
You're like witches back then and when they first started coming out.
why are we in America already? But and then if I were to see the one with the boot, I would think like this is like I'm gonna think like the craft kind of like oh
Yes.
teenagers and like
Yes.
thing like that. Yeah.
No, it's crazy. All the different cover arts though, they're so pretty
Oh,
for
absolutely.
Practical Magic. I was like, "Oh my god, these are so pretty." I almost like want to go find like the actual books and like buy them and have them like
And just like stacked up all pretty, especially
yes.
Halloween. Yes.
They're so pretty.
Mhm.
Okay, so let's talk about characters. So who in the book, who is your favorite character and why? Because I feel like the book and the movie, I have like two favorite characters,
Oh,
oddly enough.
I think in the book, personally, I would probably say it's going to be Jillian
Yeah.
in the book because I feel like she's more like free spirited and she's like, you know what, I don't know what I want with my life, but I just want to go explore and see
Yeah.
what it is that I'm looking for. And of course, she's a little chaotic.
We all love a little chaos.
But no, I would say Jillian for sure. I just feel like in the book she was described as very like free spirited, and even when she was kind of humbled and
Mhm.
brought back to the town, and she's working in like the burger shop and stuff like that, she very much still was like, "All right, well, we're gonna have fun. I'm gonna have like
Yes.
my nieces, and
I
yeah,
was like surprised with Jillian because like in the book, they give her more like character
yeah,
depth than in the movie. And I
yes,
was like, "Whoa, this is a whole nother, like,
yes,
character for me." I was so surprised by her
yeah, exactly." Who's
because, like, I like okay, so I liked Sally. I liked Sally in the book. Like, I felt, like, related to her in the sense of, like, her responsibility and how she
yeah.
tries to, like, hold it all together,
Mhm.
especially for her daughters. But,
Oh, yeah.
like, she's totally, like, the glue of the family,
Mhm.
especially when she's, like, emotionally drained. So, like, I love Sally in the book.
Yeah.
My movie choice is different. Liked her in the book. However, I did like Jillian too. Like, I love how they gave her so like you felt more connected with Jillian in the book.
Yeah.
And I wish that like they did that for her in the movie. Like I really wish they
Yeah.
gave her more in the
I
movie.
wanted to see Ben.
I was so like, what? Like,
I
please.
I understand why. Again, you only have so much time when you're in
Yeah.
TV, and I understand why they were probably like, "Okay, let's cut this character."
We can't do like so many. We
Can't
can't.
do so many, but at the same
Yeah.
time, I was like, I would have really loved to see more of Ben.
Yes.
He played such a pivotal role, and he really, like, kinda grounded Jillian more often. Like, there is a line in the book, I really wish I would've wrote it down, but something along the lines of where Jillian's recognizing she's no longer that girl who came with a dead body in her trunk or whatever,
Yeah.
someone completely different, and she, like, kisses Ben, and she just feels a little more free and comfortable,
Yes.
and I'm like, "Yes, I feel that."
Like
So,
love. She feels like love for who she is. You know what I mean? I really hope that when they do this remake or like
yeah.
Practical Magic 2, that they give her time obviously has passed. So hopefully, we get to see Ben or something.
I hope so, especially because in the books, Sally's daughters are much older than they would
Yes.
be. So, I mean, in my mind at least, I'm thinking like, okay, well maybe they'll incorporate in this new movie, they'll incorporate the characters being much older and then being more like, more mature and then
Hmm.
on top of that have Ben come in and kind of like intermingle like the first
Yes.
so
I'm hoping. I'm like very hopeful for this second movie that they've got going on.
I'm nervous, but I'm excited because
Me too.
some sequels, it's either one or the other. It's a bop or a flop. All right.
Well,
So I just got
especially like how much time has passed since the first one.
oh yeah.
And it's like, I hope they do it. I hope it does good. Like, I hope it's good. I'm still gonna watch
Agree.
it. I don't care. I'm still gonna watch it.
I feel like have you ever seen America's Next Top Model? Okay,
Yes.
you know entire base is like, I was rooting for you. We're all rooting for you. That's me right now. Like, come on.
You're like, hold on, I'm actually gonna make like a TikTok for this. Oh my gosh.
Literally how I feel.
Okay, so did you read the rest of the Owens family saga? So did you read The Rules of Magic or Magic Lessons? Because I did not.
I haven't, but now I want to because now I'm like, okay, I want to see where like this lore goes, and then I know like the prequel, it goes into the lives of the aunts, and I love.
Yes.
They're like a vibe, both in the book and
Seriously, they were
in
like my favorite. I love them.
yes, and so I was like, okay, I kind of want to see like how that goes, my opinion.
I want to read. So when I was searching for practical magic, and then when you search it, like all the books come up and everything, and I was like, "Whoa! Like, wait, what do you mean? There's like there's other books?" I have not, but they definitely are on my like. I bought them, download them. They're on my Audible, so like I'm gonna listen to them because I want to
Yes.
know. And then I'm curious because then I'm like, okay, the second movie, are they gonna get stuff from these other books, or do they just come up with their own plot? Like, I'm curious what they're gonna do.
I'm dying to know. And then, like, obviously, I don't know if they're gonna have like the aunts on there,
I
obviously.
know.
So I don't know. Like, or how much they're gonna age the girls. Are they gonna have them as teenagers now, or are they gonna have them as adults with their own kids and their own
Yeah.
children? So
I saw somewhere, I need to look it up right now because it's gonna bother me, but I saw somewhere where they said who they casted for the daughter. Who did they say? Oh, Joey King. Joey King to join Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman. She is gonna be one of Sandra Bullock's daughters. So
kind of yeah.
age up based on however old Joey King is, but
Yeah. She's in her mid 20s.
yeah. The sequel is based on later installment in Alice Hoffman's Practical Magic book series. So maybe they will go off the second book. Oh, I have to read it.
I know, right? Now I have to know.
I was like, wait, I have to read it.
Be
Like,
prepared.
I have to read it, and then we have to go back and do this podcast again because after the movie comes out, we have to we have to see how it is.
Oh my God, yes. I'm so ready.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's touch on those themes: love, loss, sisterhood, and generational trauma. How did these themes in her book resonate with you?
So obviously, I'm the oldest sister of four other siblings. So
Mhm.
and two of which are also my sisters. And I just felt like the sisterly connection was very strong there. And it really made me sad while reading the book about how much their life had changed, both of them in a sense.
Yeah.
Because there was a period of time, like what, 18 years that they didn't even see each other.
I
It
know.
made me so sad. A sense, the way Alice Hoffman wrote it, it made sense. Like one was going off on their like journey of figuring out who they were, what they wanted, what's going on, like,
Mhm.
kind of just chaotic little mess. And then Sally was more rooted. She stayed where she wanted to. She wanted normality. And so
Yes.
when it came to that, in my mind, I was like, it's so true to how sometimes it doesn't even need to be sisterhood, but just really anything, any relationship. Sometimes you just kind of veer off. It's not that the love is lost, but it's literally just like you're on your own, like journey,
Yeah.
figuring out who you are and what you want. And then later on, you kind of come back and it's as if nothing's changed because even
Mhm.
when they came back, Sally and Jillian were still bickering.
Yes, like nothing, like no time has passed.
Yeah, exactly. I really loved how she wrote the heartbreak, especially with Sally's husband's death.
Yes.
I was like sitting in the car because I was like driving. I was like, what? What do you mean? I
You're
knew
like,
it.
why
You're
are
a beetle. I was like, what do you mean? Stop buzzing.
you're like, and I know it's gonna happen, but like the way she writes it is more intense, I feel
Yes.
like, than in the movie. Because the movie was like intense too. Like I
Oh,
remember watching it. I agree like completely what you're saying. And it's this also like, as I'm also the older sibling, but it's also like the oldest kind of always stays back and
mhm.
takes cares of everybody else while everyone else goes and does what they want to do, their dreams, trying to find who they are. I loved how Alice portrayed sisterhood in this
Oh,
book
absolutely.
and like the tenderness and the resentment. And I feel like if you have siblings, you can like 100% relate. Not that we're all witches or anything, but like I feel like we can relate. And it's like also like the way trauma trickles through generations, the way that she wrote about how like the The weight women carry, especially when it's, like, passed down, like, trauma, it's, like, so powerful.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed I am so surprised it took me this long to read her book, and I wanna read, like, all her books. Like, I wanna find what other books she has, and I don't read them because I really enjoyed her writing. I thought she did such a good job.
I just it kind of gives me obviously, before like the written word, these stories are passed down orally and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It literally felt as if she was writing as she was talking. Like she's like telling a story and she's like writing it down.
Yes.
And it just felt so immersive. Like I literally would love to sit down at one of her readings and just hear her read it out. I
Yes.
do that. That's a new bucket list going now. To find Alice Hoffman and have her read me.
You're
Need to
like
read this chapter right here, please, Alice Hoffman, if you're listening.
"Will you read this section? I wanna know. I wanna hear you tell me the story."
Exactly. Just a little part right here. I know you don't know me, but
You're like, "Just read it, please. I will listen to you. It's
oh
fine."
God. Yeah, and like I don't know, it was just so immersive and I just loved it. And I absolutely will read the rest of her books because especially in this universe. It was just awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I know. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it very much. Okay, so one last book question. What did you think of the pacing and tone? Did the magical realism sweep you away, or did it feel more like a literary novel? And I think we did mention earlier that it felt more like a literary novel versus like a whole magical
Mm,
realism, which I'm actually fine with. Like, I loved the way her pacing and tone was of this book.
yes. And you know what? I would be remiss if I didn't mention one of my favorite like parts of the chapter she wrote was Drugstore Girl. The
Yeah.
she when I was in. I was all locked in. I said, "Hold up, wait, Drugstore Girl," because in the movie it's only like a couple minutes long or whatever. And but
Yes.
the way she went into writing about how the women would knock at the on stores like late at night and they would be so, consumed with love that they
Yes.
would do anything. And this drugstore girl literally stole a man from a married man from someone else.
Yes.
And then she was so consumed by it that it caused her to age. It caused her to be
Mhm.
miserable. She couldn't have any individuality anymore.
Yes.
Like that was such a one, a deep conversation to have, but also it's kind of imparting a warning, a foreshadowing also of like, this is what happens when you just kind of let it consume you and you just aren't thinking straight.
Yes.
Like Jillian, she's with this guy where she's just like, oh, he's so handsome, like Jimmy, right?
Yeah.
It's all the girls want, and the way he looks at you makes you think that like there's no one else there, and like
Yes.
all this other stuff. But then in the background, he's like a really shitty person.
Yeah. Yeah.
The story of the drugstore girl really got to me because I was like, oh my goodness, like this is just absolutely phenomenal. But
Yes, and you don't in the movie, it's touched on very, briefly,
oh
right? You just get that girl, that lady, right, who's in the
yeah,
movie. But I completely agree. I was, surprised. I was like, "Whoa." Like, the fact that she wrote that in,
yeah.
with all the details of it all, I was like, "I want more on, the town. I want more on the town. I want more of, all the people who, go to the ants." Like, I want all of those stories.
Oh my god, that would be a great, like, short story collection. Alice Hoffman, if you're listening, please, we need that. But, like but that would be a great, like, short story collection of just, like,
Yes.
random people in the town. And it goes into her, like, immersive writing. Like, you literally feel like you could potentially be one of those townspeople there,
Yes.
listening to the gossip.
Yeah, I want a novella or something on, on everybody in the town who's, gone to the
Mm,
ants.
yeah.
I'm sure, for centuries, people have gone to the ants.
Yeah,
Give us
exactly.
more.
And it's crazy because it's yeah, like we were saying earlier, it's definitely more of like a literary fiction with a little bit of magical realism. And the magical realism does play like a subplot. But
Yeah.
when it does come to the forefront at certain points, like it is really like a leader in like that
Yeah,
chapter.
when it's there, it's there.
It's there.
It's really good.
And what's so funny, so she doesn't outwardly call it witchcraft or
Mhm.
anything like that. It's pretty much saying like, "Hey, we're imparting a warning on you if you do this." And then the drugstore girl's like, "No, if I want to do it, I'll do anything." And in my mind, I'm like, "Don't do it."
I know, my gosh, I know. Okay, so let's dive into the 1998 film,
Yes.
Practical Magic. So 1998 gave us the cult classic film version of Practical Magic. Do you remember watching it for the first time?
God, I don't. I know, like, my own aunts would, like, watch it, and I would randomly be in, like, the room with them as, like,
You're like, "What is this?"
exactly, what is this? Whatever. The first time I remember fully sitting down and watching it was a few years ago. And then obviously again last year with my sister.
Mhm.
And then again last night. But the first time I watched it, I can't even remember. It was years and years ago.
Yeah, same. I mean, the movie came out in 1998. I'll age myself. I was, like, 8 years old.
Yeah.
And I don't remember, like, watching it when it first came out. I think I watched it more when I was, like, in middle school.
Uh,
I think that's when I first kinda watched it, and then throughout time, as I got older, I got more obsessed. I was like, "Wait, I love every Halloween," because when it's, like, Halloween time, they got all the movies that are out, movies that are playing constantly, the themes.
who was it? Was it Freeform that does like their whole 31
Yes.
for Halloween?
Yes!
Yes. And I don't
Practical Magic was up
know Magic
there.
on it, but other networks do similar things. And I remember
Yes.
Magic being on some of them. And I'm like,
Yeah. And, like, I think that's when I started, like, "Okay, this movie's always on during Halloween time, like, let me watch it," and I just, like, fell in love, and, like, to this
yeah,
day, every Halloween time, I've always got, like, Hocus Pocus lined up, I've got Practical Magic lined up, like,
yeah.
these are the ones I constantly watch. I love this movie so much. It is, like, one of my favorites.
Even like the quotes or even like the music, like obvious, like the main one, like you hear the tune. I can't
Yes.
recreate it, but like you hear the tune and you're just like, this is practical magic. It's like one of those very like things that hooks you for sure.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my god, it was so good. My husband never had watched it, and we watched it. He watched it for the first time, and we watched it, and he's
Mhm.
like, "So it's like romance, witch?" And I was like, "Yeah," like, kinda like the sisters, and then, like, there's this bad guy, like
A lot of things going on here. Just trust me
yeah, just watch it for what it is.
for sure.
What was your overall impression of the movie, of the adaptation? So let's, like, compare the book and the
Yeah.
movie. When you watched the movie again, or even after you read the book, like,
Yeah.
was your thoughts on it?
So when I watched the movie after watching the book, after reading the book,
Yeah.
I remember it's odd, but like I'm not disappointed at all. But there is differences.
Yes.
The movie is done so well that, like, I'm not sitting here like, "Oh, I wish they woulda added that,"
Nitpicking,
like,
yeah.
nitpicky. You know, like, when you watch like, let's say you have a favorite book and it turns into a movie and then they completely butcher the movie and you're just sitting there,
Mhm.
"This is awful. I like, you didn't mention anything about this." Whereas the movie, while there is little things I would have loved for them to add in, like we were talking about Ben, for example,
Mhm.
the movie is done so well that it feels like it's its own standalone. It's
Yes.
okay. It almost as if it took the lore from Alice Hoffman's writing and kind of created its own little universe within that.
Yes.
I love it for that because it didn't feel because they could have gone with the thriller. They
Yeah.
could have made it into something completely different. It could have been
Mhm.
a horror if you think about it.
Yep.
Um, but instead they kind of kept that whimsical like sisterhood,
Exactly.
like, women's like unity and stuff like that together.
Mhm.
And I think that's what's so great about it.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. The tone from the book, the movie, it's different in the tone from the book, right? So the movie is more like romantic. It's
Yeah.
more kind of like upbeat. It
Yeah.
still captures like the emotional heart of the story, like the sisterhood of Sally and Jillian. It's still there. But I agree, the movie is so iconic and it's so good that you can't hate on it.
Oh, yeah.
You
And then
can't hate on it. You just hope that when they do the second one, that now that you've read the book, you're like, "I hope you guys add a little bit more from Alice Hoffman's books because her
yeah.
books are really good."
But yeah, so like as far as like the book to movie, I feel like the movie focused a lot more on Maria's curse and
Mhm.
that generational trauma and bringing it down to okay, this is why they can't have love. This is why they aren't with
Yes.
anybody, etc. Whereas the book kind of it kind of mentions it kind of offhandedly, and
Yes.
yeah, it kind of mentions it offhandedly to explain why they're not with anyone, but also why Sally's husband died.
Mhm.
And but then it goes into okay, now here's like the rest of the world.
Other stuff, yeah.
But I love how the movie kinda took that and was like, "Okay, there's something there. We can literally focus in on that and, like,
Yeah.
and go from there." So,
Yeah, I agree. And also I love the movie. It's like even to this day rewatching it, it's still like visually stunning.
yes,
Like it
absolutely.
still holds its own. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes when you watch like older movies and you're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay, this movie is like what is happening?"
Um, hooks you. I don't even know how to explain it. It kinda just, like, makes you feel like you want to make a margarita. This is a macarita, but they it ma for those who
Seriously.
understand. But it makes you wanna go and be like, "Let's get the girls together and have a margarita night. Let's go and, like,
Yes.
watch this movie together on Halloween. Let's go
Mhm.
and do
Like
whatever."
sisterhood. And once you have like a good like a sisterhood with like your best
Yes.
friends, your sisters, and you're just like, let's just like have a crazy night and let's have fun. Like that's what it makes you want
Girls
to
together.
do.
One thing I did like about the movie that they had in the book, or yeah, that they didn't have in the book as much was the fact that, or at all, was the fact that Sally moved in with her aunts again.
Yes,
I
after. Mhm.
Because obviously in the book it has Sally moving away. She's like,
Yeah.
well, and like I want to have my own normal. But I kind of love how in the movie they were like, okay, no, we're gonna put these characters all together. Sally
Mhm.
come back because she needs obviously help with her daughters and stuff like that after like this great loss. And then it shows like, okay, there's tension between them because Sally's over here like, hey, don't fill their heads up with nonsense. There would
Yeah,
be
we're not doing magic, we're not eating chocolate,
we're
like,
not
we're
doing any of
doing
this.
homework. Yep.
Yes, exactly. And I feel like that was more impactful seeing that than it would have been if they were just separated. Cause then it would have been
Yes.
easier to be like, oh, well, it's just been time apart, whatever.
Yes.
But seeing it happen, it kind of like also compounds on the grief that she's feeling too.
Mhm.
So it's like, okay, I want to remove myself from anything that could potentially make me feel like this again. And
Yeah.
got me into this in the first place when the aunts had obviously put the little spell on her.
Mhm.
In her mind, she's thinking like, okay, I don't want anything to do with it.
Yeah. I know, and then it was, like, tough, like, when you're watching the movie, it's, like, tough for her
Yeah.
having to, like, move back to the home where she doesn't real like, where she's so heartbroken that her aunts, like, put this, like, spell on her, and, and then her sister's not there, so,
Yeah.
like, it's tough for her as a mom, as, like, just someone who wants to live a normal life. She's like, "Great, I have to, like, move back here, move back with
Yeah.
my aunts. My
Yeah.
children are gonna have to deal with this. I don't want my children to deal with what I dealt with as a kid,"
Yeah.
so
Was it the kids yelling at them, "Witch, you're a bitch?" Uh,
Yes!
I don't know if you need to mute me, but yeah, like
No, we're 100% no. There's
okay.
no filter here, so don't
I
even worry.
remember I remember seeing that too when I was watching it yesterday, and I was just like, "Oh, guy, like this is really, really hate that."
Cruel. Yeah, I was like, "What the heck?"
The parents aren't even like, "Yeah, your daughter tried to put a spell on my kid." Yeah, but your son's calling her a bitch. Like what?
I love the part in the movie where, Sally's girls are, like, walking and the kids are, like, taunting her, and
Yeah.
the little daughter's like, "You're gonna get warts," or whatever, and she, like, points, and then the mom's like, "No!" Like, "Don't do."
Like, okay, now y'all want to act like the victims, but you're over here like crowding them like 15 to 2. Like, okay,
Yes.
let's calm it down a little bit.
Oh my gosh. But I loved the movie. I love the small town. That small town makes me wanna, like, move to a small town. Like,
I
it's so
love
beautiful.
I love visiting the East Coast. And so like it definitely is one of those like East Coast vibes as well.
Yes.
Nice and like, oh, okay, this summer I need to go. But anyways, my favorite character in the movie though is actually Sally. So like in the book it was Jillian, in the movie it was Sally. Because
Yeah.
really liked how they portrayed her a lot more like, I'm doing this because of my grief.
Mhm.
The only thing in the book for me, I felt like she just didn't she felt a little too rigid for me in the sense that, like, when her daughter was, like, happy to have her, like, haircut and dye, she
Yes.
completely flipped out and all, like, "Maybe we can go and buy some brown dye tomorrow, blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, "Okay, let's chill."
You're like, "It's not that serious, like, relax."
Yeah. But, like, I also understand too, it's one of those things where it's like, we can understand it objectively, but subjectively, it's like, "Oh, come on, like, it's
I
so."
know.
Yeah,
I know.
but as the eldest daughter in me, I'm like, I feel you there, like, it's tough, you know?
Yes. I loved Jillian was so chaotic in the movie, so chaotic. I loved her in the movie, but I love the ants in the movie
Yes.
so much.
God.
I
Um,
loved them
and
so much.
my favorite on just like the way her eyes just told everything you needed to know. Like there were so many shots in the movie where it just showed her just like looking up at her
Yes!
sister, and it said everything, and I was just like, oh,
I love them so much. I want, like, a separate movie. Obviously, they're
the
maybe find,
prequel.
like yes,
Yeah.
find, like, some, like, younger actresses or whatever who could portray them, and, like, I want, like, their life story. Like, I want their prequel. I
Ah,
love the ants so much in this movie.
God, yeah, they were just they were a vibe for sure.
Yes.
Kind of people I'd be like, "Come over, come over, let's have margaritas." Show me, yeah, like
I love them so much. But since we're talking about casting, let's talk about Sandra Bullock, Nicole Kidman, our supporting characters like Aunt Jen, Aunt Frances, and Jimmy Angelov. We have to talk about him.
yeah.
How did you feel the casting was for this movie? Because I thought it was like spot on perfect. I love the casting.
Oh my gosh, yes. I feel like there could be no one else. And again, I watched the movie first before I ever read the book. So in
Mm-hmm.
the book it describes, for example, Jillian, it describes her having like short blonde hair that never grew back past her shoulder.
Yeah.
But to be honest, the and even when I read the book after watching the movie, I'm like, I can still only see Nicole Kidman with her
Yeah.
long red hair. Like
Yes.
still made sense. I just can't imagine anybody else.
Yeah.
And then Sandra Bullock, I feel like was so spot on because it's like she definitely is always kind of typecasted as she's never like the chaotic one. She's always like the level headed. You see her in
Yes.
Miss Reality, you see her
That.
in Practical Magic. It's always like, okay, I'm the logical one. I'm the,
Yes.
basically.
Stuff always happens to her and she's gotta, like, figure it out and, like, make it better for everybody
Yeah,
else.
and she never like, and that's exactly. I feel like she completely embodied Sally. Like she was Sally, absolutely
Mhm.
100% convinced.
Yes.
God. Even the aunts. But yeah, Jimmy, oh my goodness. I was like, how are they gonna I remember like it had been so long since I had watched the movie that when I rewatched it and then read the book, I remember the book describing Jimmy as somebody who was like obviously looked dangerous, but he was so handsome that he could charm the pants off it.
Mhm. Mhm.
And so I remember when I rewatched the movie after reading the book, I was thinking like, let me get a good look at him, right? Like
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I could see it. I could see like he has that dangerous vibe, but he's also handsome,
He's
right?
like that bad boy Morley Gray red flag.
He's like all the red flags, but there's just a one tiny green there, and you're like, I'm gonna go for that.
You're like, "There it is. I'll take it."
It's actually a speck of grass in the distance. And you're like, oh, it's there. It's around.
It's
I'm
that.
just shade. It looks like a hue. It makes sense. Whatever. We'll go with it.
He's so creepy.
Oh my
The
god.
scene where they bring him back to life is so creepy with his when his eyes, like, open and it's
Yes.
like, "Oh my god."
Like they this tingish of yellow glaze almost
Yeah.
on it, and then he immediately goes to like choking Jillian, and I'm like, and then they smack him over the head with the pan again. I was like, all of that was useless. You should have just
He
left again.
literally, like, choking her, and then he's just like, "Will you love me? Like, I wanna be with you forever." I was like, "Oh my god." Like,
I
he's
God, I liked when Jillian was over him right before they brought him back to life, and she was like, "After you wake up, we are definitely breaking up." I was like, "Yes," and she smacked him, and I was like, "Yes."
Yes, it's so there is, like, comedy gold in this movie,
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
the way they talk, their banter, it's so good, but, yeah, Jimmy was very scary. I thought they did
Yeah.
a great job casting
Mhm.
him, whoever this man is, I have no idea what he said afterwards, but, like, they did a good job, like, casting for him.
Oh, yeah. And even Gary, I thought.
Yeah.
Like, I will say though, I felt like Gary in the movie was more like hard pressed than he was in
Yes.
the book. He was more like enamored and in love.
Mhm.
He's looking at Sally in the car while it's like raining outside, and he's just thinking, "I
Yes.
can go ahead and throw this letter away, or I can go ahead and like completely botch this
I
investigation." This
know.
other stuff. Whereas in the movie, I didn't get their chemistry as much until he had already been in like half of his scenes or whatever. Then
Yes.
finally it started getting in there. Because I remember there was a part where he finds the ring, it comes out of the toad
Yeah.
in the and
Yeah.
Jillian's like, "Oh, what's this doing here?" And he sees it, and he obviously knows what it is because
Yes.
and instead of, like, kinda, like, holding off and leaving, he kind of like chastises them a bit. Like,
Mhm.
you get yourself a damn good lawyer and then leaves. I'm like, wait, hold on. I don't think you're
Yeah,
ready
no,
to take that.
when I was watching the movie again, I was like, they really made him, like, stand his ground as far as being,
Yeah.
like, investigating the missing, Jimmy,
Yeah.
and I was like, "No, like, you need to be more, like, loving and
Yeah, like,
you need
where's
to
the
fall in
love?
love with Sally, like, come on."
I think they obviously did that because they're trying to bring about tension, right? Like they're
Yes.
trying to explain it or
Slow
stuff is
burn.
yeah, exactly, slow burn. But they're also trying to explain to us, like, oh, hey, like, there's there are very real consequences for what's going on here. Like,
Mhm.
oh, they may like get thrown in prison, and she has to be
Yes.
involved, and they're trying to make it seem like, oh my God, what's gonna happen to them? Versus like,
Yeah.
so I get it, but at the same time, I still would have loved him
You're
being
like, a little bit more. Like, we got a lot of, like, romance with her first husband. Like, I mean, we will talk about the scene, but, like, oh my god, that man. I just was like, "Oh my god, her first husband."
I was like, why?
I know, which brings me to my next question. Like, what is your favorite scene or moment from the movie? Because I have 2 favorite scenes, but I wanna know what yours is, and then I wanna see, like, if it matches, like, what mines are.
Yes, yes.
Yeah!
I have it's just a thing. Like even
Hands down.
from from the first scene where she's like gardening and the aunts are giving each other these looks and they're
They're
asking
just like, "What
what
time is
time,
it?"
what time is it? And they're like, hold on, and then the clock like dings or whatever told the bell told.
Yes!
And then like you just see that instantaneous. They look at each other and then Sally looks up as if she just like
Oh
spelled
my god,
and then she
gorgeous.
tossed everything in that perfect, like, t-shirt, shorts,
Shorts, her
gardening
work
boot
boots,
combo. Yes, and I'm hold on, I
1,000%.
have a Halloween costume now. I got the bangs, alright?
You could do it.
Like
Literally, you could do it.
and so, like, literally and then she's just, like, running down, but then you also see it from Michael's angle, like, he literally, like it's
It
like
happens. It's just magic. It
it's
just
like walking into
happens.
the road and kinda just like, "What is going on?" And I also feel in a tiny bit of sense, it's also foreshadowing too. He just goes into the middle road. It's kinda showing he
Mhm.
does it often,
Oh my
He just goes
gosh.
into the middle of the road and he sees her coming out. The dogs are coming behind
The
her.
music playing, everyone, like everybody, like, watching, they're, like, rooting for them, they don't know
Yes.
why.
And it was a thing, the apples are falling, whatever.
Oh my
Like,
god. It's
God.
such an iconic scene.
Yes,
It's
I
so iconic.
100%. That scene alone should have won every award.
It is so good, and it's, like, such a short it's not even a long scene, it's,
No.
like but I could, like, replay it all day, like, I love
I
it
think the
so
whole thing is maybe 30 seconds, maybe
Yes!
and, like, all of that is captured are like, now every time I hear this kiss
Is
anywhere,
that's
like,
what
I
you
think
think of.
of see, yeah, I think of that
Yeah,
scene.
it
Yeah.
makes me wanna, like, go run down my street, like,
Yeah, my neighbors are like, "What is she doing?"
slow motion, you're just like,
My
"Don't worry
cat's
about."
behind me instead. No, actually, my cats would not chase me. They would be alone on the street like, "What are you doing?
They're like, "Get back
Back
inside right
here.
now, what are you doing?"
You're embarrassing us."
No, that is, like, my all-time favorite scene, but then also you've gotta, like, talk about Midnight Margaritas. I mean,
Yes, and the way they
the
dance,
song, them dancing around their little, like, kitchen,
yes. Don't
iconic.
get me started.
I
I'm
always
yeah, for sure.
literally, I remember, like, growing up, watching that scene, I was like, "I can't wait till I'm older and I could just, like, do that." Like,
Yes.
why not?
Oh, God, and it's just so fun. Anytime I'm with, like, my sisters, my cousins, or any like, my girlfriends, it's just fun to just, like, go all together in the kitchen. We're making, like, margaritas or, like, whatever,
Yeah.
and where it's just a vibe, and it's so real because, like, you're watching that scene and, sometimes they'll have, like in movies, right? They'll have scenes of a bunch of girls hanging out, and you could tell whether it's, like, more female focused or more male focused because
Yes.
the typical pillow fight, whatever, which in
Yeah,
reality
yeah, yeah.
gonna ruin my face, makeup, and pillow. But like, but you could tell it kind of was going through the lens of a more female gaze because they're making margaritas and they're dancing, they're happy.
They're having fun, and it was good, like, seeing, like the sisters together, bonding with their aunts, and just, like, as a family, they're just going around having fun. They better reprise this scene in the movie with their
Yes.
older daughters,
Yeah,
please.
exactly. I would love to see, even if they're teenagers, make a mocktail. There you go. That's
Yeah,
all I'm gonna
like, I
say.
don't care how like,
Yeah.
you can make whatever, but, like, you guys can definitely redo this scene. It's iconic,
Yes.
you have to redo it.
Mhm.
It's like
Yes,
it's a tradition, you have to do it.
you have to. So I please beg you, whoever is writing this script, if you see this.
Listen to the fans. Take a page out of Sunrise on the Reaping, listen
Yes.
to the fans. We know what
And
we want. We know what's
yes.
best. We know what's gonna hit. Like,
Yes. And while you're at it, Lionsgate, hurry up and add them.
at Lionsgate, Hunger Games, like, we are waiting to do our Hunger Games podcast. We're not gonna do it until the movie starts coming out, and we're gonna do, like, 2 months worth of Hunger Games. Like,
Oh my
we
God.
would love
So
to
excited.
go. Like,
Yes.
please. Come like, if it's in LA, like, that's perfect. I'm in Vegas, so I'll easily drive to LA, like, you don't even have to, like, get me a room, like, I'll do that, just get me the
By the
just
way, I'll pay you. Just let me come in.
just get me the ticket, like, we will do everything else, it's fine.
Oh, by the way, I have it written down in my little notes here. Did you know behind the scenes that a witch they had like a consultant who was a witch, and
Oh,
she claimed that she was going to curse their film because she was
no!
yes, oh my gosh, I was reading about it like behind the scenes, like what was going on.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, and one of them was about I can't remember the witch's name, but she was a consultant, you know, she was a witch, she was a consultant for them. And they had I guess there were some disagreements about like pay or whatever. And so she said, like, if I don't get, what I'm looking for, I'm going to curse your film set. And while the director didn't really believe in witchcraft, he was like, I'm not taking any chances.
He's like, "Look, things happen, I'm not even
I
gonna."
was like, girl, but also the witch. I'm like, all right, I see
Wait,
you. Maybe
I love that.
yes. Go Google. Google.
I'm gonna, like, deep dive into I
Mhm.
love that so much. They better have a witch on this set too.
Yes. Hey, she will curse you if you don't pay her well. So pay her. So
Yes, oh my god, that is crazy.
I was like, I was gagged. I was like, are you serious? There you go. All right. But did you also know that the house wasn't even a real house? Like it was kind of like constructed
I
a bit.
said yes.
Yeah. And I was like, man, because there was who was it? God, I'm trying to remember. Was it Betty? No, not Betty David. I can't remember her name. But it was some famous actress actually wanted to buy the house, but then she discovered that it was
It's
like
not real.
it's not real.
But
And
isn't
so
there, like, where do people go? I know people go somewhere.
mm,
Is it in Massachusetts? People go and they're just like, "Oh, this is where Practical Magic was, like,
most of
filmed."
yeah, because they had different film sets. So
Yes.
like the exterior of the house was not real.
Ugh, that's so
Yeah.
sad because the house is, like, gorgeous.
I know. And I'm just like, hold up.
You're like, "Wait, can somebody, like, build it, though?
Yeah.
Like,
Please.
can somebody, like, build a house?"
I would not be surprised if somebody already has. I'm just gonna be for real. Like,
Yeah.
he probably has made a replica of that. I bet I can go on Google and find somebody who has.
Yes.
Sure. Yeah.
And, like, where is it so we could all go to
Yeah,
it?
exactly, please.
You got, like, the famous, like, you got, like, the Full House in San Francisco. You got,
Yes.
like, houses that people, like, literally will go and
Yes.
drive by, and so please share where your house is.
Yes.
We won't go in or, like, we'll just creep by the windows, but, like, just share where your house
Oh
is
my
at.
god. With like our phone cameras. Oh my goodness. The nightmares.
I'm like, we have, like, the Meta, glasses.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be like, let me just I don't have cameras. Let me just put on my glasses and, like, I'll film everything.
Exactly. With the rose bushes and like the light. God, that was like a whole thing. I can't
Oh,
even.
yeah, I know. It's so good. It's so good. That small town, so I'm in Vegas,
Yeah.
and I wanna, like, go to the East Coast, and I wanna, like, go to these, like, small towns, and I wanna, like
Do it. Do it. Okay, so me and my girls, we went on a girls trip to Salem, Massachusetts. Not last year, but the year before. Because every year we go on like girls trips and
yes.
and every year we each get a chance to okay,
Pick.
yeah. So like 2 years ago it was my sister's choice and she was like, she's so into she's born October 15th. It's such a vibe for her.
Yes, I
She
love that.
And she was like, I want to go to Salem, Massachusetts. So that's what we did. We all for a girls trip went up to Salem, Massachusetts, but we also went around to Boston and a bunch of other little places. And it was so cute. Like all the little like towns that
I
are
want
around.
to.
It's such a vibe.
I need to plan. Tiff and I, page to picture road trip. Like we need to
Yeah.
plan a road trip and like.
Oh my God. Like, oh God. Okay. I'm like,
She's like, I'm so excited.
for you. So much time. I knocked down my phone. All right.
No, I'm like, I want to go so bad because like, as also I feel not hating on Vegas, but like we don't have like, there's so many amazing bookstores throughout the country. Like, and Vegas doesn't have like the best bookstores, but like I see so many on TikTok and I'm like, I want to go visit like all these bookstores and like.
There's this one bookstore. I don't even know where it's at. I need to look it up again. But there was this one bookstore when I was like scrolling through Instagram, and it literally they'll play a movie on like a massive projector while you're in the bookstore. And I'm like, hold up. I need to go there.
You're like, where are you?
I'll
Please.
be just holding books and like gagged watching the movie. God. Okay. But
See,
yeah.
I need to. We need to travel. I need to travel. And where can we start the travel? When we go watch Sunrise on the Reaping. That could be the start of Lionsgate.
Wait, Lionsgate didn't invite me, but we're going down anyways. And then
let's see what
crash the premiere.
Let's see what we can do to crash this premiere. Like, it's fine.
I don't have to worry as long as you invite them.
Yeah, I'm like, I have the threads to show that we've been on this for like 365 days at this point.
We will not quit.
No, I will not. If anything, the Hunger Games has taught me I will not quit. Like, hello.
Perseverance is key, all right?
Yes. Okay, so let's talk about comparison. What scene or characters from the book? I think we briefly talked about it. So, like, what scenes or characters from the book were left out or changed in the movie that you wish was included?
Ben.
Yeah.
I just loved it because I feel like it gave her so much depth and it gave her development.
Yes.
Her character that I feel that in a sense was lacking in the movie because I feel like Jillian played like this big role of like showing that, okay, she left the state, she went out, she did her own thing. Yes, she got married a few times. She was all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
She comes back. And when she's back, she kind of is still the same.
Yes.
Like, I don't think there's not really much of a improvement, really.
Yeah.
And it's also because they go straight into her being possessed and all that other stuff. So
like she's dealing with other stuff, but whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. Whereas in the book, I love how it showed that she was humbled a bit. Like she was like, okay, I went on this chaotic journey. I brought like literally death to my sister's doorstep.
Yes.
And I've uprooted her entire life and like comfort. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to work at a burger shop. I'm going to be making my burgers. I'm going to be waitressing. I'm going to do my own thing. But you know what? I'm going to find some humility, humor, and like happiness within that.
Yes.
And finding Ben, it wasn't that she was looking for him. He actually approached her first. But like, it wasn't that she was like looking for love or anybody because she was very firm and fixed on, I'm not going to get married again. I'm not going to do it. I'm a changed woman. I'm going to change. This is completely like this whole experience with Jimmy has changed who I want to be and I want to be better.
Mm-hmm. No, 100%. Like I mentioned earlier, I wish they would have. I know it's hard because you can only focus on one kind of storyline, and her storyline was Jimmy and trying to like deal with that.
Oh my God, Pedro Pascal, stop! I'm gagged.
Yeah, I love him. Okay,
hi, ZADDY.
I'm so sorry. Listen. I overslept. My daughters took my phone in the middle of the night and then she plugged it in underneath her bed. So I didn't hear the alarm or anything. And I just woke up and I'm so sorry and I apologize.
That's okay.
And I know I look like I just woke up because I literally just rolled out of my bed and ran over here.
You made it up by bringing Pedro to us.
Yes, I did bring him.
I would have put more eyeliner on.
Look at him. He's loving life.
No, okay, side note, I have to say that since Pedro is here, I have to say, either you, and I hope like you take it as a compliment, you look like Dakota Johnson to me.
Me?
Yes.
Oh my God, yes.
Oh my goodness.
I totally
No, like I'm
it.
like watching, I'm like, girl, you look like Dakota. Yeah, you look like Dakota.
Oh
I was like,
Pedro, let's redo those photo shoots. I'll go in with you.
She's like, it's actually me in The Materialists. Thank you very much.
I'm a little chaotic.
Oh my God.
I drank most of it already, Tiff, but just so you could see, I had my practical margarita here.
Oh my
We're
god.
totally gonna post. I told her, I was like, we're gonna post the recipe and then we're gonna make it so that when the episode airs, like we can all have it for drink while it airs.
I
Oh my
want one.
goodness.
Oh my god.
Well, Tiff, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks.
That's okay.
You know that panic that you get when you guys wake up and you're like late for school or something, or like late for work. That was the panic I had. I woke up and I was like, the sun is way out right now. What is going on? I like rolled out of bed and I was like, and I hear my phone, but I was like, where is it? It was like under my daughter's bed. I was like, what is this? I was freaking out.
You're good. So just to catch you up, Tiff, we are like obsessed with practical magic.
I love practical magic.
Oh.
I was so mad that I missed half of this already.
No, you're okay because you know what? She's gonna come back actually when we do practical magic too. So
oh, thank God.
It's gonna work out.
Thank God. Well, we'll make up for it.
And do the whole margarita.
Yeah, we'll have a whole thing.
Just bring the picture. We'll be fine.
Yeah, seriously.
I'll bring a better picture of Pedro.
Yeah.
No, there is no better picture. Excuse me.
I don't know. There's a lot. There's a lot of good pictures of Pedro.
His muscle shirt that he wore. That what? Excuse me.
I like
no. And your background just needs to be a constant change of.
It's just a rotation, like a slideshow of him.
Like, hi, I would love him to be in practical magic too. Thank you.
Oh my God, yes.
I don't know, Ben. Could he like? I don't care who he is.
That would be the greatest thing
we were talking about the Hunger Games earlier. How people were doing their bad auditions or whatever.
Yeah,
the tree. He can be the tree. He could be the rose garden, and just paint him a little bit. We're good.
He could be like someone just walking in the background, and I'll be like, "Hi, hello."
He could literally be the mic stand for Stanley Tucci, and I would agree with it. Okay, he could be the mic stand for Stanley Tucci when he's doing his thing.
Hello, like have the song playing in the background, and you just see like random people running inside to Pedro Pascal.
Yeah,
sounds about right to me.
Okay, so Tiff, we are at the part now where we are comparing the book and the movie.
Okay.
So that's how far we are into this podcast. We had just talked about what scenes or characters from the book we felt were left out or changed in the movie that we wish was included. And it was Ben for us.
Yeah.
We wish he was there. I hope that they give Jillian more of a story arc that she really deserves in the second one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I want to see her happiness.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see her like love. I want her to be loved. I want her to I want so much for her.
Yes. And even with her like chaotic energy, it's not about like dimming her sparkle. It's all about like her using that sparkle and becoming the best version of herself.
Yes.
Yeah.
1,000%. I agree. Okay, so did you think the movie leaned more into the romantic or comedic elements than the book did?
I feel like I leaned into more romantic for sure. Because again, the whole plot line was really heavily based on a subplot from the book, which was Maria's first.
Correct.
The fact that they can't love without like their loved one dying and all that other stuff. And then obviously going in and then breaking the curse at the end. So definitely more of the rose, but I loved it. It's still
yes. No, for sure. The tone was like definitely lighter. Like we mentioned, the movie has its own like romantic tone to it versus the book, but it's still, the book is so good, but the movie is good. Like they're both really good on its own. Like this is so hard to do a comparison because I don't even know. It's so hard to do a full comparison because they're both good on their own.
Yeah. It kind of feels like the book is kind of like a history book. And then
and you just picked a story. You picked one section from there, and you just like went off and made your own. Like
exactly. And I feel like they could do with like we were saying. Like I would love for her to just come out with like a short story collection with random people in the town.
Yes.
Like, again, drugstore girl. I want to know more about that. What happened, drugstore girl? Why? How miserable were you? I know you were miserable, but I need to hear more.
I want more. I want more on the town. I want more storylines with the aunt. I want like a whole backstory. I want to see how they grew up in that town. I want to see all the people that went to them. Like I want more. Reading this book, I found that I want more.
Yeah. Sounds about right. Sounds about right to me.
Speak, Tiff.
What happened?
Who are you missing from like the book to the movie?
Maya. I don't know. Listen, my brain is still like
You're like still waking up. You're good.
Okay, for some reason, the only image of a person that hello.
Oh yeah, we've got a real cat here too.
Oh my god. Love it.
Total practical magic vibes.
The only person I can think of right now, which is so annoying, is the ghost guay. I can't remember his name.
Jimmy.
Yeah, and I know that he's in the movie too, but for some reason I'm like, I don't like you.
No, we had this whole talk about Jimmy. Like
I don't know what it is about Jimmy, but I'm like, you're annoying.
Yes.
Go away. Just go away.
Even in the book, like he was described as like killing rodents and stuff, which like what was it? Was it rabbits or was it just regular rodents? I don't remember. Okay. Yeah, and like he was just kind of like being icky and like even with the drinking, obviously he's abusing Jillian that too. And like he obviously the whole reason that was it Gary had even came to them in the first place was because Jimmy had killed college kids by giving them he gave them drugs.
Yes. Like there's so much storyline. Like in the movie, Jimmy, you just see him as like a bad guy towards Jillian, right? Like he's just abusive. He's a bad guy. He drinks. He wants to control and like possess her. And so that's like the only if you only watch the movie, that's the way you see him, right? Yeah. It's just like you're just a bad guy. You're just like an alcoholic, rude guy. But in the book, like he's still a bad guy, but like way
times
worse.
10.
Yes.
It's like aggressive.
No, he is. I mean, and I understand that you have to, again, for a movie, you have to shorten it. You have to like kind of just dive into like the point. Like, okay, we need to show that this man is bad. We don't have time to show like his whole history of like, why he's bad. So let's just show him being bad towards Jillian. I mean, the fact that she has to like drug him every time, like at the house or whatever, like you already know he's bad. Like, he looks like he just smells bad. Like
that's what I'm saying. Like he's described like he smells like a trash can. Like I don't like a wet, soggy trash can. I'm like, I don't want to be anywhere near this man. And I was like, Nicole Kidman, you could do so much better. Like,
please,
you're Nicole Kidman.
Like,
just too much.
It's a bombshell. Like she's described as like guys will look at her and immediately start falling in love.
Excuse me, like the part where she's dancing by the pool, I was like,
yes,
you're gorgeous. Hi, Nicole Kidman. It was like peak Nicole Kidman. Like you are amazing and gorgeous.
Like I fell
in
love immediately.
And yet, okay, there was one scene in the movie that Jimmy did where I was like, immediately, if somebody did that to me, I would be screaming my head off. Was when it was at that same, like, I guess, party that Jimmy had, and like she's in like a darkened corner. And then behind her, and then he puts the blindfold on her. Immediately, the way I would be screaming,
I'd be kicking, punching.
Oh my god!
Like get off me,
screaming, scratching. Like I don't care what. I was like, girl,
it's like, have you seen those videos of like when people are like, when my boyfriend tries to do boyfriend things, but it's just gross in real life? It's like that.
Up against the wall.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Don't talk to me.
With it. Wait, okay, so I know earlier, Tiff, and we want to hear yours. So we had talked about what our favorite scene in the movie was, and it was obviously the kiss, the music where she's running to her man, and then
all the dogs are coming.
Yes, Midnight Margaritas. But I just thought about it right now. I also love the scene when Jillian goes to the school to support Sally.
Oh yeah,
that's right, ladies, lock up your men. She's like, I'm back.
I love her.
That scene so much. Is that a tattoo like around her like butt? Like I love it so much. I love that scene.
That scene
like,
is
what
so
she says.
good. Oh god, the margarita scene is like my favorite because like who doesn't want to fucking make margaritas at like whatever fucking time with your aunts? Yeah, like just get totally fucking shit faced. That's my favorite. But I think it has to be the running scene where she's just like
her love.
Oh my god, and the music, and he's there, and the dogs are running with her. Which for some reason I can't do that scene without the dogs. Like I don't know, I can't imagine the scene without it. It's just so good. Like, and Sandra Bullock is like my favorite actress. I could see her act in anything and be like, this is perfection.
Yes.
That's it. And like,
Yes.
I don't know. That scene, I think it's, or any scene, honestly, any scene with Jillian and I can't remember. Sally, yeah. Any scene with just them and like their bonding moment. Like when Jillian's leaving and Sally's saying bye and they do their little palm thing.
Yeah.
Like those scenes like that, like I think I love those scenes.
Like heartwarming and touching, and it really kind of envelops around the idea of sisterhood at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause at its very core, both in the book and in the movie, it's about sisterhood, and it's about women and their lives together, and existing. Really.
Yes.
Mhm.
I really do. I love when Sally's husband passes and she's like so sad and just depressed. And then Jillian shows up and they just have their like, I don't know how much time passed, but they're like in the room together for hours, it feels like. And they're just like bonding together and just trying to like catch up and, sisterhood. Like I love it. I love them. I love the aunts together. I love Sally's daughters together. They are so cute. Like, I love that whole house full of women. I love it.
I know, yeah. Listen, I want to live there. That's it.
Yes, we were just talking. We said that house doesn't really exist, but somebody somewhere has to have built it.
That house doesn't exist, but I know my way around. Like, let's just say, because I've seen this movie a million times, and like I know how many stairs to go up. Like I know what's in the garden. Jimmy's back there. I know already. The kitchen. I know where to. Yeah, like I know where to get my herbs for my. Like I just know. I know my way around. I would love to live there with those women.
Yes, please.
So
okay, so let's talk about the ending. So what version do you guys prefer, the book or the film? Because the ending is, I mean, they're different. I mean, what do you prefer?
I kind of like the film's version because it kind of just felt more complete, if that makes sense.
Yes.
I feel like the book's version kind of like you were waiting for like either a climax or waiting for something else big to happen. But at the same time, the ending was kind of perfect for how the book was, because the book kind of was like a nice little like rolling gentle hills is how I imagined it. Whereas the movie, is like a roller coaster. You have those obvious climaxes and whatnot. So for the book to end with them kind of just like casting the spell to make his spirit like just go away or whatever, it made sense. However, I like the movie's version better because even them making fun of like the stereotypical witch, right? Being on the stick and the big pointing hat.
Yes.
And everyone being around and accepting them, and the curse is very obviously lifted. It just felt to watch.
No, I put the same thing. I was like, it felt very cathartic and like joyful. Like it just felt like, oh my God, they've been through so much their whole life. It finally just felt like, oh my God, and I love like the little the townspeople, how they're like help. I love that scene too when they like all show up with their brooms and like to be part, like, because they're just like scared of them because they're witches, but then they're curious. They're just like, wait, I want to like go to this house. Like I want to see what they're about. So like I love how at the end it was like a happy end. It was like a happy ending for them, and I do think the book's ending was beautiful. And like I agree with you where the ending for the book, it fits for the book.
Yeah.
And the ending for the movie fits for the movie. I like the ending of the movie.
Yeah. I like the ending of the movie too. It's very like upbeat and whimsical compared to the book, where it's like it's kind of like bittersweet, the ending in the book. And so I was like, I like it when they're jumping off the roof. That's more fun. You know what that reminds me? I changed my answer.
Themselves.
Yeah. And who doesn't love that? Hello, Kitty.
She's like, this is my butt.
Like, hold up. I raised you better than that. Okay.
I raised you better than that. I love that. I changed my answer, by the way, for my favorite scene. I like the scene when all the townswomen go to help Jillian because she's being possessed. There's something very empowering about that scene. Those women hate each other. Well, those women hate them, and they're there, and they're like, should I bring like soup? Like, you know what I mean? Like there was that one lady that was like, what should I bring? And they were like, just bring a broom. And they all go and like, I don't know, there's something empowering about it. And they're all like surrounded by Jillian, and I don't know. Never mind.
Nicole Kidman did such a good job being possessed.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I was like, what? Like, you did it. You did a really good job.
Yeah.
Like, that was intense.
You're like, I believed you.
Yeah, no, seriously. She did so good.
100%. Absolutely agree. I think also that scene where Sally and Jillian, where Jillian's in the circle and Sally's just laying next to her and just trying to talk to her and whatnot.
Mhm.
God.
It's
so sad.
No, it's so good. It
I
is
hate it,
so
but I
good.
love it.
Same. Oh my gosh. Okay, so why do you think practical magic has maintained such a like devoted cult following over the years? Like to this day, I mean, we talk about it, to this day, it is iconic. Like people love this movie. Like, what do you think it is about practical magic, the movie, that there's such a nostalgia and like legacy with it?
I think, at least for me, I think it kind of is because it's magical realism, right? So there's a bit of realism within it that you could see, oh, I could see myself grieving that way. I could see myself having issues with, I don't know, with the PTO parents that way. I could see myself like having to move back in with my aunts and being upset about it. I can see like a lot of the stuff were things that could, or emotions that have happened to people in real life. And I think, and then you kind of take those, add a little bit of magic to it. So that way it is like what you were saying earlier, Tiffany, it's whimsical, right? And I think that's also why it's garnered such devotion, because it's not so fantastical where it's like out of the possibility. And it's kind of reminding you that you could have a little bit of magic in your everyday life as well. And I think people want to gravitate towards that, because who doesn't want to believe that like my mundane task could be somewhat magical, right?
Easily. Like I could make pancakes and make it magical. And that's fine.
Yeah.
Yes. No, I feel like it's like a comfort movie, right?
Yeah.
It's like a safe space. Like you want to live in the house, you want to drink margaritas, you want to light your candles with your sisters, and like you want to be under. It's just
romanticizing your life.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just like a comfort movie. I don't know what it is. It's just one of those movies that's like, if it's on and like you were saying earlier, just the music playing in the background, like you just feel like, oh, I'm home. Like this is home for me.
I think what helps is like it sprinkles in a bit of like iconic scenes. Again, like you have this kiss scene, right? So have some of the more heartbreaking ones, like Michael's death, and she's like digging up the entire floorboard.
Oh my God, that scene.
Darn beetle. All right. If you can get that damn house, get it out of there.
That scene breaks my soul, because
what
like, what do you mean?
What is that trend?
My
That's like
favorite horror movie.
You're like, I don't know, but
I don't know, but it's the scene where Sally is trying
like, literally yesterday, and I'm over here heartbroken.
It's so sad. I'm like, yo, why did they have to do me dirty like that? Like, I wanted them to be happy. I just want them happy.
Yeah. And I think that's what it is. It's like it sprinkles these bit of like scenes that tug at our heartstrings, whether it's in a good way or a bad way. And it makes us feel. That's really, at the end of the day, that movie makes us feel.
Yeah.
I have such high hopes. Again, the Tyra Banks scene, like I have 2 cards in my We're rooting for you.
Like,
we're all rooting for you.
That literally brings us like into our next question, is like, let's talk about the sequel or prequel film, whatever they decide they're going to do. I mean, are you guys excited, nervous about it? Like, I'm both excited and nervous. I want it to honor the tone of the first movie. I want it to give me emotion. I don't want it to be cheesy. Like,
exactly.
Like, look, Hocus Pocus, I will die. I love Hocus Pocus. The Hocus Pocus 2, I was kind of like, okay, it was a little, it was what it was, but
it was what it was.
Like, just don't like if you're bringing back Sandra Bullock and you're bringing back Nicole Kidman, like I'm hoping that they do the film justice and they speak up and be like, no, this is how we need to do it. Like, these are the characters. Don't try to make us into somebody that we're not anymore. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm so scared. I'm so scared.
I'm terrified. But I think I'm anxious mostly because I'm just like, it could be great.
Yes.
It could be. And then the other part of me is like, but what if it isn't? And what if it, like, we have these high hopes and then it takes away,
I know,
all the creative magic that made it great in the first place.
Yeah.
Bring back that witch that was gonna curse y'all. All right, she obviously did you some good there.
Like, please don't put don't overdo this movie with like technology. Like, don't you know how some sequels they like overdo with like
The
the
CGI
technology,
and
this
stuff.
not even that, but like
I
cell
want into
phones
it.
or like like cell phones, TikTok, social media. Like, don't
Yeah.
incorporate that into this because
We don't have to, because if you think about it like this, right? Okay, so early 2000s, what was the big tech thing, right? It was MySpace, right? Bananas, MySpace, etc.
yeah.
But if you look at movies that were iconic from like the 2000s, right? Like let's even say Mean Girls. Was MySpace and Mean Girls? No, you don't have to bring these elements into a movie to make it applicable to like the audience of that time. Like the most they had was like the cell phones, but they didn't really harp too much on that. It was really more about them talking to each other through the phone.
Hello, she wrote like, hello, there's like handwritten letters, like something like
and Regina George, like if it was made today, Regina George could have just used her cell phone and pinged everybody or put it on social media and pinged everybody, like, oh yeah, Janice is like, oh whatever. I can't remember. But the point is that like instead what they did, they printed it out and she put it on lockers and it was more impactful, but also it's long standing, right? Like we could look at it again, was it 20 years ago? We can look at that movie from 20 years ago and not be like, oh, that's very obviously like, you know, just that time period. We could be like, oh man, like that crazy.
That's
You know,
rough.
want for practical magic too. I personally do not want them to incorporate TikTok, Instagram, any of that.
No.
So there in the sense that like it's whimsical, it takes us out of our environment and puts us in this town as if we found people watching it unfold. Like, please keep that. Please.
You can't, because it's such you can do a movie in this, you can make a movie now in this time frame, but like you don't have to do it in this time in 20, you know what I mean? You don't have to modernize it.
You know, a good example of that is Agatha All Along. Agatha All Along, obviously done in 2024 or film 2050, whatever it was, right? It came out very recently. Obviously, during that time, TikTok's a thing, Instagram's a thing, like all these social media things are a thing, but they don't use that at all.
No.
It really is the story of these witches in this town coming together to form a coven and going down, you know, I'm not going to spoil it for anyone who hasn't watched it, but
I love it, by the
they go
way.
and it was perfect because they didn't need to incorporate that for it to be so iconic. And I thought, so iconic.
And they could have easily done that too with Teen's character. They could have easily just made him that way, but they didn't, and I loved it.
Yes, absolutely. And even Teen's character, he only had like a couple of texting, like little, not montages, but little scenes of him texting like his boyfriend or whatever. And that was it. And it wasn't a big thing. They didn't make it a thing. And I love that they did it because that's not the focus. And I hope that for Practical Magic too, they don't make the focus of, oh, let's try to appeal to every single audience member in 2025. Like,
no,
just your audience will come.
Yeah. Your audience will come just because it's Practical Magic too. Like, just
like realize that the movie came out in 1998. Focus on that genre, us. Like, focus on we want to see it for what it was.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, don't focus on the, what do we call them now? What are they?
The gens.
I don't know.
Gen X. Need to, they don't worry about them. Like, this is for us.
Yeah, this is a millennial thing.
This is for us. Like, please. It's not for them.
Too is that like any kids who watch this movie, they will become adults who also have a fondness for that movie because it'll bring them back to a time where they're like, I remember things used to kind of be like this outside of, you know, TikTok or Instagram. I've seen that, but really just social media or technology as a whole. Like, I'm going to remember that time outside of technology that we were doing other things besides. I think that's what made it so whimsical. Is the magic they had was practical. It's literally in the name, practical. Practical.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm so scared. I'm excited. I'm scared. I have to see real quick. Does it say when it's trying? September 2026.
It'll be fine. If Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman are going to be on there, Sandra Bullock is like very, like, if it's not done right, she's not going to be happy with it. So I agree. Feel like she's now, like, not like in a diva kind of way, but she just knows like her audience. Because like when she did that movie with the Blind Side? They wanted the characters to be like a little bit different, but Sandra Bullock was like, no, this is like based off real people. Like, we should low-key do it like how they would do it, and like
Yeah.
and then it changed the whole movie, and it was like amazing movie. Love that movie. I watch it all the time. But so I feel like Sandra Bullock, if she does this again, she'll be like, Jillian would never do that, or like Sally would not react this way, or like they wouldn't have this. Sally wouldn't let her kids have phones, like something. You know what I mean?
And you know what? They might like what I feel a lot of sequels that are being done so many years later. They might focus on the kids. They might take the more of the lead, so Joey King and then whoever they plan on casting for the other daughter. They might take the main focus, and then Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman might just kind of be in the back.
They might just be like the ants.
Doesn't happen. I would love to see like, you know, media portraying older women as well, right?
Yeah.
Like what I hope, I don't know if it's going to happen, but my hope is that we will still follow more Sally and Jillian becoming the aunts, right?
Yes.
They're now going to become the aunts, and it's more their story, and then the subplots will be her kids. And
I think we definitely need to read the other book, because when I'm looking at it right now, the rumor is, the sources say that the story is based on later installment of Alice Hoffman's Practical Magic book series. So I think if we all read the next book,
we'll know.
Get a vibe of like what they're gonna do with it. With this movie.
People who've already read the book are shouting at the screens right now.
Yeah, they're like, hello, this happened. Like, you guys are all wrong. This is actually what's going to happen.
I'm sorry.
We'll read it. Like, calm down. We're going to read it, and we're going to redo this podcast. So relax.
Exactly.
Okay, so real quick, which aesthetic do you guys gravitate more? Chaotic Jillian energy or responsible Sally vibes?
Oh my God, I love them Sally vibes. She's got that like cottage core, like
that's
mommy. Like I love her.
Yes. I think, okay, I'm going to go with neither by saying I feel like I would be the aunts.
Yeah.
Oh my God, 100%. I didn't know that was an option.
Okay, yes. Because I feel like the aunts are mixed. They're a little chaotic with the whole like, oh yeah, we'll have chocolate for breakfast.
They're so wise.
All that other stuff. And then at the same time, knowing their magic or themselves well enough to be like, okay, hey, I think the best thing, or at least in the movie, I think the best thing for us is to leave. We need to leave. Make sure our, you know, grandnieces are taken care of, but like we got to bounce. Right?
Yeah.
And yeah, I would definitely be the aunts. Specifically, I would probably be Frances. I just, her eyes are captivating. I'm like, my whole energy is like gravitate whenever again, I was telling
lighting
is
so good.
There's so many scenes in the movie where it just shows her looking up at her sister, like, and you tell everything you need to tell in those eyes. And I'm just like, I'm over here captivated as well. You got me spellbound.
The lighting of their faces and their eyes, like right here, is so good.
It's so
like
good.
you literally don't need to say anything, and it's like we get you. We know what you're doing. Like,
and
we're with you.
Yes, and even like her makeup too. I'm just like, I want to be that chaotic aunt who's like 45 plus, has that chaotic eyeliner, and it's just over here flipping my hair with that random umbrella she had in the sun. They were walking.
I want to like go to a small town. I want to go to like Salem. I want to go somewhere, and I want to rock the umbrella and just like let me be.
So ridiculous. The umbrella wasn't even hiding anything. She just did it for aesthetics.
Yeah,
right?
It's an accessory.
That thing was so small. What are you hiding? Like your left eye? Like, okay, whatever.
I love when they're like walking through the town when they check the mail, and they're just like, hello.
Yeah, they just say hi to the people, and the people just don't. They're like, crossing the streets. Yeah.
I would love that. I would love that energy. Like, please let me just walk around and be like, hello, hello. And everyone's like, oh my God, stay away. I'm like, hello, I know I'm fabulous. What is it? No, I agree. I love the ants. I think they're like, I keep saying I want more of them. I want their story. I love Sally though, for sure. Like, I feel like I'm more Sally coded with like the structure of like her lists, her potions, and like just making sure she just is like the responsible one, trying her best. And I feel
then
like
I would be the Jillian. Oh,
yeah,
I would be the Jillian energy.
Yeah,
just the chaos and the drama, and
you're just like, I want to do all the magic, but you're not ready,
which is crazy because I never leave my house. So like,
we can be chaotic in the house.
You're so right. No, I'm really out here like. It's a whole thing. I'm not even going to go into it. People are going to be like, she's Delulu. Like, yes, I am.
I can feel the Jillian coded for you from the second you came on with that Pedro Pascal back. Like we just knew.
Listen, he's just I watched his Apple commercial at least 1,000,000 times.
Oh my God.
I can't with him. My
I
TikTok
love seeing
page
him.
is
Every time you
strictly
talk.
him and Sebastian Stan, which I'm not
Oh, yeah.
mad about.
I'm feeling it. 100 and Michael B. Jordan with the Sinner
Oh
Sin.
yeah. Oh my.
It's the trifecta here. All three.
Oh my God. I just need
Obsessed.
more.
Love, yes.
Just give me more.
Oh my God. Okay. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I'm so flustered by these men.
I know.
Okay, so let's rate. So what are our final thoughts? Do you prefer, because we have to do this, the book or the movie? Which do you prefer? And it sucks because they're so on its own. They are so good.
Mhm.
But because we are a podcast that does the book versus the movie, if you had to pick one, what would you choose? What was better, I guess? She's like, I don't like this question.
I also don't like this question. I'll pick the movie.
I am going to choose. I'm going to choose the book.
Love
But
that.
it is like, dang,
Yeah.
you see this little like right here in between my fingers. That's how close it is. I love the book for the storytelling. Like I was telling Kimmy earlier, it literally feels as if I'm having coffee with someone or like a tea. I don't drink coffee. I'm so sorry. But like it's literally like I'm at a cafe with like an older woman in the town and she's like gossiping and telling me all the lore.
Yes.
It's literally
Oh
how
yeah.
the story is.
Oh my God.
Especially when I
yes.
listened to it on Audible, I
Mhm.
was literally like, I literally am gagged. I'm like, here, I'm the new neighbor that came into town and she's trying to give me all
She's like,
all the
what's
gossip.
Yeah.
what's the gossip?
She's
What's the
giving
tea?
you the
What's
tea.
She's like, what's
Exactly.
Yeah.
She's like, what's up with that house on the corner? What's their
Exactly.
deal?
This is what I heard. This is what I heard. Don't tell anyone I said this, but this is what I heard. That's what I'm
Yeah.
getting from the book. I love it so much.
Mm-hmm.
But the movie is just, it literally, again, feels like the writers of the movie took a bit of the lore out and was like, we're going to expand upon this a little more and we're going to create some vibes with it.
Mhm.
Yes.
It's iconic. Like it is
So
so
good.
razor thin, narrow margin.
You're like, this is one where they're both equally good. Like you can just go with both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're
Either one.
I thought coming into this podcast, like when we planned on doing practical magic, I was like, oh, the book or the movie's gonna like outshine the book 1,000%. It is what it. I was so shocked by how much I enjoyed the book
Mm-hmm.
that it makes me want to read the rest of the series, and it makes me want to read more of whatever work she has. Alice Hoffman. I'm like, are you kidding me? So for me, the movie will always be close to my heart. I will always love the movie, but I was really surprised by the book and I enjoy the book. And I highly recommend anybody, if you love the movie, read the book. Get more
Yeah.
information on them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Drugstore girl. I'm
recommend.
telling you, I want a story about the drugstore girl.
I
It's
want
so-
side stories. I want a novella. I want
need
a series.
novellas on all the characters.
Yes.
On the
I
people in the
need
town.
that.
Yeah.
Alice Hoffman, please put
Give me-
us out of our misery.
Give us more.
Quite
Please.
literally.
I want more. Oh my gosh. Okay. So if you were to rate the book, how many stars out of 5?
I would probably rate it like honestly, I'm always okay. I'm gonna put it out here right now. I'm always super generous with
Me
my
too.
stuff.
So am I.
Yeah,
So
like,
am I.
as an author too, I'm like, I know how much work it goes into making a book. So I always like elevate an extra. I personally think it was like a 5-star. I was
You're
lit-
upset. You're like, I love this.
I was like, I'm all about this. Like, give me a little bit of like, give me all the lit fic with like a little bit of like the magical realism. Like,
Yes.
it's a vibe for sure.
I love it. I gave it a 4 out of 5. It's not my 5 out of 5, but I do give it a 4 out of 5. I do enjoy her writing. Her writing is so good.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's literally like someone is just telling you. It's like somebody texted you, like, what's going on? Like, you're like, hey, what's going on? Oh my God, girl, let me tell you about these witches that just moved in. Like,
Yeah.
let me
Let me give you the chisme, and you're like,
let me tell
okay.
you what just happened.
Jeez, man. We're like, okay, let's go.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
They're like, let me just tell you what happened. Like, these 2 sisters, oh my God, wait, one just moved back in. Like, hold on, I gotta tell you. Like, you know what I mean? I love the way she writes. Hats off to this author.
Yeah.
Definitely, I give it a 4 out of 5. The Audible was so good. And like we
Yeah.
mentioned earlier, it's hard to find. Sometimes Audibles are hit and miss.
Yeah.
Audible
so
was
true.
so good.
Yeah, it was. I agree.
Yeah.
What do you buy you, Tiff?
I give it a 4.5.
Oh, you're right in the middle.
I'm so generous about it because, like, I didn't think I would like it. And then I started listening to it and I was, like, hooked. Like, I would sit here and, like, I would, like, listen to it while I'm, like, playing or if I'm, like, cleaning or something. And I'm like, and I'm, like, looking around. I'm, like, looking around when things happen. I'm looking around when things happen. And, like, my daughter's like, what? I'm like, it's so good. I'm like, you have to listen. And my daughter's like, she just turned 7. So she's like,
no. She's like, no, thank you.
She's like, anyways. So I'm like, well, but yeah. So I give it a 4.5. I'm trying to not be as generous because I'm always giving these books like a 5 when I say I love it once, and then, and I have to stop doing that. So 4.5.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, what happened?
A second.
Okay. No problem.
Back. Okay.
Okay. So what do we rate the movie out of 5 stars?
Okay. So, I'm gonna preface this by saying, have you guys ever seen, like, when you're scrolling through Instagram or Threads or whatever, and they're like, this movie started my bi panic, and it shows 9 times out of 10, it shows The Mummy, right? Which is pretty true. That's what started, like, it's Pride Month. Happy Pride Month. Where I'm a very happy bisexual, and let me tell you, The Mummy is absolutely number 1.
100%.
For sure. But I will say Magic was another one because oh my goodness, the cast is beautiful, gorgeous, but they're acting well. You're completely locked in.
It's true.
I'm so mesmerized. The on size again. I will just harp on that forever. The look. Anyway,
iconic.
Obsessed. So by prefacing with that, I will absolutely say I give it like 10 out of 10, like whatever.
The highest I could go is how much I would rate this movie. I agree with her 100%.
She's like 10 out of 10, and then read my comments underneath.
Yeah.
Like, there's more I want to say.
There's an asterisk,
Yeah.
all right?
100%.
No, for sure.
The bi panic thing is so accurate. This was my awakening movie because I was watching it and I was like, is that
what is it about 90s movies that gives us all the bi panic for real?
I don't know, but I'm not mad about it.
Well, it was just like, and they're so like effortlessly beautiful. It's not like they had a ton of like makeup or anything on. They're just like, hey, they got like, the natural makeup.
Natural gorgeous. They're so gorgeous.
Just throw Pedro Pascal in there and I'm hooked.
But it's not like full face or anything. They're just like effortless with their natural makeup. I'm like, hey, wait, hold on. I need to know the foundation.
Yeah.
Give me the eyeshadow.
Let me know what mascara you use.
They're like, no, we have nothing on. This is us naturally.
No, not for me. Just please don't give it to me.
No, everything about them. I mean, like I mentioned, when Jillian is at the pool dancing, I was like, what?
Literally.
Yes, go girl.
I was like, hi, yes.
I was like, what's happening and why do I love it?
You need to dance at my pool party, all right?
Bring the margaritas. We're good.
I won't blindfold you and be a creeper, I swear.
I will worship you. Like, we're fine.
We'll be fine.
About that. I'm so gagged that she let him blindfold her.
Yeah, there's no way. Because if a real life person,
look, she was like this with her hand. She was like, oh my God.
Yeah,
like,
no, if a real life person did that, I would literally like, boom.
Yeah, the way I would slip out, I would turn
I'd fall to the ground
and like cascade out of my life.
I mean, literally, I would not even be in that hallway, first of all. Like, that hallway was creepy.
Yeah, where are the lights?
Yes.
It was so creepy. I would stay outside.
It was outside too, wasn't it? It was like bright and sunny
it's daytime outside, and she's like in the dark hallway.
No, I would not even go. No, if I was like, I have to use the restroom, I will hold it. Like, I'm good.
I'll be good.
No.
I'm good.
I would go behind a tree before I'm
gonna go in a bush. Not walking down the hallway. Not walking down the hallway. Yeah, I'm telling you, that energy is the same energy as like when your actual like real life boyfriend tries to do like a book boyfriend thing, and you're just like, what the fuck?
Don't stop. Or like when a man, or like I've seen somewhere they're like, if a man were to call you some of the things they would in a book or whatever, like if they were to catcall you or say anything, you'd be like, in the book you're reading like, oh my God, that's so hot. But then out loud in public, you're like, oh,
you're like, yo, don't talk to me.
You're like, stop, pepper spray, get away from me.
Exactly.
You're just like, ew.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to charge my phone.
Oh no.
Yeah. Hey, we've been yapping. It's good.
I know. It's vibing. I love it. Also, okay, yeah, I agree. 10 out of 10, 10 out of 5, 100 out of 10, whatever rating you can give the movie, I give it. I watch it all the time. Even if it's not winter time or Halloween time, I still watch it.
I watched it a couple days ago after I finished the book, and then I watched it yesterday again just because.
We were just saying, we just watched it like how many times just because.
Yeah, and
Like,
so
what?
now I'm like, I kind of want to watch
so
it again. It's
So
so good.
that's what I want Practical Magic 2 to be. I want it to be rewatchable, and I want it to, like, I don't know, just have those vibes, you know?
Yeah.
And like, please come out in the movie theaters. I feel like if it's like straight to like streaming, it's not as good. Like, it needs to be in the theater.
I need to see it in
The way I will absolutely do my own little margarita dance with my little margarita.
Yes.
I've mentioned that stupid thing like 5 times already.
No, I love it. I like told Tiff, or I didn't tell Tiff, but I was telling you, if it wasn't like 8:30 in the morning, I would have like made it.
I would have made one too.
But
I'm
totally gonna make it because I know you sent it to me. I was like, girl, you have to share me that recipe.
I need the
So
recipe.
yeah, she shared it to us on our Instagram, Tiff.
Good.
So we have to make it. Literally the day that this podcast airs, I'm gonna have it, and we're gonna have like a little like celebration for the podcast.
I'm gonna
episode.
make it because
Okay, I'll totally.
I need it.
Okay, I'm so excited, and then we'll share it, and everybody can make it.
Yes, and then honestly, like my Halloween costume this year might actually be Sally running down. I'll tell
Oh
someone,
my
I'll
God,
put my little stand up, and I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna be running down.
It's like Halloween. People are trick or treating, and she's just like some random person
just
running.
running. You just have to have dogs with you.
You're embarrassing us.
With
the music playing on her phone.
You have like a little speaker attached to your like bell, and it's that song on repeat. If you know, you know. Okay.
My God, I'm obsessed. Obsessed.
But that's the thing. That movie is just so iconic.
It is
so good.
Mm-hmm.
We love it.
I love
it,
seeing
Practical
people in the outside world in real life, and like they say something that's like related to practical magic or like anything that's kind of like niche, because I feel like practical magic is so like nobody knows about it. So if I hear someone say something out in the wild, I'm like, me too. Me too.
Yes.
Let's talk.
Oh, yeah.
Are you a Sally? Are you a Jillian girl? Let me know.
Are you the
Or are you the aunt?
Which
Yeah.
are you? I want to know.
Honestly, I don't know if it's because we were like talking. You know how social media is. Like, you put something out into the world, and then like your whole social media feed is like based on what you talked about.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Recently, it's been like constant practical magic all up on my social media feed. Like, randomly, I'm like, okay, magic, I love you.
Yeah, they're always listening.
Which, if that's the case, hello, Sunrise on the Reaping.
Yeah.
We would love to go to the Lionsgate.
Yeah.
I know you're listening, so thank you.
Literally.
We would love to go to the premiere. Thank you.
Thank you. And that's all. And Pedro Pascal, if you're around.
Yes.
I know I just woke up, but that's besides the point. We don't have to talk about it. That's it. And Henry Cavill.
Oh, yeah. She's like obsessed.
I'm obsessed with
Okay,
everyone.
so before we wrap up, we have to do our Art Corner segment. This is our Art Corner segment where we highlight an author and their upcoming or most recently released book. And we have had the pleasure of reading this author's book before. And we want to shed a light on your accomplishment and share the news with everybody. With that being said, we would love to give this corner to you. Can you please share with everybody your book? Let's like dive into it. Like, I'm ready to talk about it.
Yes. And then here's my little book.
Oh my God, I love it.
I love it.
Sorry, Margarita, I'm gonna have to move you out of the way. All right. This Blood of the Blackthorn, it's my debut novel. So it is essentially what I like to tell people is it's if you put Game of Thrones and the Salem witch trials together and they had a baby.
Yes.
Love
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
Perfect description. Perfect description.
I absolutely love it. Yeah. I'm obsessed. I'm biased, obviously. It's my debut novel. Before I wrote this book, actually, I had written short stories for magazines, and they were like more romance. They were more like,
Oh my gosh.
and then I was like, you know what? I really want to try to make a novel. And so after, a year's worth of blood, sweat, and tears, I was like, all right, well, here it is. And it looks beautiful. And I'm biased about it again. So
No, it is
it's
seriously,
beautiful.
the cover is gorgeous.
I love it.
I'm obsessed with it. Okay, so let's just dive in a little bit. So where did you start? You said you used to write little short stories, but like, where did the start of your writing history begin? Like, we love a good origin story, obviously.
Yeah.
So, like, what is your origin story?
So I have always written, even as a kid.
And I think that it's one of those things where I just always wanted to write stories, and I would write the most random little things. You know, like when you're 5 and you think you know, like, what love is, and you're just like, "Yes, I'm so heartbroken." You're listening to like you're listening to like a random song and it's talking about it. You're like, "I understand you."
You're
No
like
rain.
in the car, it's like raining, your like hand is up against the wind, and you're like, I completely understand this heartbreak.
Yeah, exactly. And so I would just like write little poems, write all the time. And then obviously, you know, life gets in the way. And I did a million other random things. I would freelance edit on the side for people occasionally. And like, it finally was like one day I was like, I don't know, I was kind of just like, you know, I really want to get back into writing again. So I started by getting back into reading first. And I was kind of
Mhm.
just like, okay, I'm really loving books again. Because before I, you know, you go to college, you like start your job, you know, you don't really spend too much time doing hobbies you used to do because you have less time. So when I started reading again, I was kind of like, oh, you know what? I want to write again. And so then
Yeah.
it started actually, I wrote a short story and it's kind of a paranormal romance. And I wrote it and I submitted it for consideration to a magazine. And then it got approved. And I
Oh
was
my
like,
god.
yeah. And that one was Sad Girl Diaries Literary Magazine. That's a mouthful, but I love them. And, and then after that, I was like, oh, maybe I can actually do this. So I started writing more stories and submitting, and other ones got approved. And I was just like, oh, this is amazing. I love like having my art on display because really like writing is a work of art as well. It's an
Mhm.
Yeah.
expression. And it kind of just manifested to where I ended up having like 30 works in progresses, all on like
Oh my
Google Docs.
god.
I have so many untold stories. And then I sat myself down with my lovely ADHD and I was like, you gotta focus. Pick one, pick one, and like you can do it. And so, and it's funny because I had posted this on my Instagram a couple days ago, but going more into it, about a year ago, I had found out that I would need open heart surgery.
Mhm.
And it was when I found that I have my lovely scar here. But anyways,
No, it's
the battle scar. About a year ago, I found out I would have to have open heart surgery. And that's kind of really where it's set in stone. Like, okay, like you only have about like 8 months before your surgery or whatever.
mhm.
So you need to go ahead, get serious. And like, if you're going to do this, you need to commit. So
Mhm.
like that's pretty much where I was like, I looked at my works in progresses and I was like, you know what? I could write a depressing lit fic. I could do all this other stuff. I want to have fun and write a fantasy novel.
Yeah.
Now, you know, I'm like very bright and bubbly, but it's one of those things where it's like, okay, the black swan, white swan. So like I'm here like bubbly, I'm like dark fantasy vibes.
You're
Yeah.
like, there's more to me, and it's in my
So my
book.
Yeah.
yeah. And so like I literally, I don't know, I kind of just fell in love with writing while doing it all. And then even I had my heart surgery back in February 13th, the day before Valentine's Day, mind you. I was
Oh my
like,
god.
"Oh,
You're like,
really?
"Huh?"
Don't you have lives to get home to?" But I
Yeah.
digress. And then, and then after that, I released it in March, and I was like, yeah, I don't know. I just fell in love with writing while going through this process of like this very humbling, real experience of like, okay, I'm gonna live out my dreams no matter what happens, and I'm just gonna
Yeah.
makes me happy. And having done it, it was probably the most scary and incredible experience of my life, knowing that I could do it. And then even finding my editor and finding like the artist who did the cover, because if you open it, it's like a full
No,
thing.
I
it's
love it.
literally gorgeous.
And like, it's just like, I don't know, it was just like a really fun, exhilarating, scary experience all at the same time. And then once my heart surgery was done, I'm on recovery and I'm like, okay, like I'm on my Instagram. I'm like, all right, promoting this book, but I'm over here in bed. Like, oh my God, I'm so tired.
No, oh my god, wait, I love that so much. Like, what is in the works for you now? Like, what do you have going on now?
So I have the second book actually in the series is with my editor right now. I'm
Oh my
going to
god.
aim and the cover and stuff in the
Oh
next
my
like month or
god.
two. It's going to be released. I'm not going to say the specific day, but it's going to be released in the fall. So that's the second book.
Perfect.
And
My
then I'm
favorite.
currently in the works of doing a horror short story collection. And that one I want to release in October. That one's more like a passion project of mine on the
No,
side.
do it. I
Yes,
love
do
that.
And
it.
we're going to release that in October. And then, yeah, it's just, there's so much stuff. This summer is really the summer of craziness because after my heart surgery, I decided, I was like, you know what? I'm just
the worst someone could tell me is no.
Yeah.
So I was reaching out to, for example, even sending the pitch to you guys. I loved what you guys are doing. I was like, you know what? I think it would be great to talk about practical magic. So I was like, okay.
Tiff, I
100%.
told her, I literally told her, I was like, when she's mentioned it, because we've got people come out to us and they're just like, we love to talk about our book. I'm like, awesome, we'll happily help talk about your book. We love indie authors. But when she was like, oh my God, practical magic, I was like, no, we're gonna like,
you're like, no, stop. We're doing practical magic.
It was like, she's first booking in June. We will figure out what other ones to do, but we're doing practical magic.
We literally surrounded our month picks on you. Like, we literally were like, we need to do practical magic with her. So what other movies are around that we could do?
And then now we're doing like Narnia, practical magic.
Narnia, Aragon. And I'm like,
the Narnia.
But yours, like, you are the reason for June. So let's like applaud you on that.
Dedicating June to you. That's what
this
we're doing.
This is your month. This is your podcast. You're the reason that we are doing this.
Oh my God.
Literally.
I'm gonna sob, and I have my eyeshadow on, so I have to like behave right now.
She's like, stop.
She's like,
I'm gagged. Thank you guys so much. But yeah, that's pretty much what that journey has been. Is once I found out I had heart surgery, I decided to just kind of like live my life, because I knew it was going to be like 8 months to a year before I was even able to get the surgery. And so like I literally was like, okay, time to take myself seriously. If I'm going to commit, I'm going to commit.
Yeah.
So like I literally just put my whole heart and soul into doing this, and I am so excited and happy. And not only that, like I've found out that like really most of the time, if you just feel confident about yourself, like good things will happen. And so like this summer is crazy. Like I have obviously this podcast. I just had a bookish event. I have another one in like June. I have one in July, one in August.
I love it. We're at a bookish event, and it was, from what I could see, was very successful for you.
Yeah,
like, it
exactly.
Was so
and it was all really just about putting myself out there and asking, like, if they had an author application. Because before I would be like, even my short stories, I never really promoted them because I was like, no one cares. And it's not a big thing, whatever. Whereas now I'm kind of just like, okay, you know what? Like, I know I did a great job. I wrote a book. Even if like I'm the only one that likes it, I'm still going to go out there and promote it because I think it's great. You know, like I am just, the worst they could say is no. And so even applying to all these book events, I was like, okay, part of me was like, the little voice in my head, like, oh, they're going to say no to you, obviously, because they, you know, you're just not their vibe or whatever. But then I was like, no, I'm just going to do it. And then all of a sudden they all started coming back, and I was like, oh my God.
Now I have to commit to do it.
Yeah, now I get to commit. I have to do it. And this is so great, and it's exciting. So
I love that.
Me too. I am so happy for you. I'm so excited for you. You are literally a joy to talk to. And I would hope one day that we come out there wherever you are in your little book journey and we see you. Like I love you so much. You were so amazing. We are so excited for your journey to see where you go. We will continue reading your stories. I'm so excited for everything that you have.
Oh my God, I can't wait to come back on. It was such a ride, for sure.
So excited.
Next time we'll have to have the margarita or margaritas next time, you know? Like,
I don't care what time of the day it is.
Yeah, seriously.
I don't care. I'm just going to do it.
We're gonna commit.
Yeah, we'll
be in the kitchen just like
exactly. We'll put the song on and we'll dance around. We'll make our little margaritas and we're just gonna have fun. That's it. That's the episode. Enjoy. It's just us dancing in the kitchen. That's just it.
Hey, by then I'll be released and can have a little bit of alcohol, right? So like, I say release, I mean release from my recovery. You're like, hold on, wait.
You're like, she's like, surprise! I'm actually,
I'm released from recovery. Anyone who's listening,
she's like, surprise! I'm actually filmed here.
Anyways, so I can imagine as like the podcast goes on, the next time we meet and we're drinking our margaritas, it's just gonna be unhinged.
Unhinged
Jillian energy.
Yeah, literally.
1,000%.
That's my energy.
We have to read the book, the second book, because if that's what they're basing the second movie on, we have to read it.
Yeah.
We have to come back and do it. And then also we would love to have you on for our Hunger Games podcast.
Oh my God, I would love it.
I will dress up as a capital citizen. Stop.
Please.
Oh my God, see? She would dress up as a capital citizen.
On the top of my head.
And I'm going to dress up as PETA when he was in the mud.
What did I say? Tiff, you were not here in the beginning of our conversation.
Yeah. Remember when he painted his face and he's like pretending to be like the wood or something in the mud?
Rock.
That's gonna be
Whoever
me.
did that, that was just like, they could have made it more realistic by throwing some like grass and mud or whatever.
They could have
'Cause,
done
so
anything else.
anything. But man, that thing was intricate. I was like, Katniss is out here fighting for her life, and
this
you're
Yeah.
over here
is
playing
like-
arts and crafts.
And
What
Peta's
is happening?
Peta's like, this is gonna be great.
Yeah.
And then Katniss is gonna come by and I'm gonna scare her. It's gonna be like that's how I imagine him being when he was doing that. Was like, I'm
No.
gonna scare her when she sees me.
With
We
her, with
need-
the arrows.
Yeah.
Yes. No, we have to have you on. I mean, you are our biggest supporter in our threads, but we are trying to get Lionsgate and Hunger Games. We would love to go to the
And
premiere.
Lionsgate.
Hello. No, we would love to have you on when we do our Hunger Games podcast. Because I'm so excited.
Let's just have her
Let
on
me
for
know.
anything.
No,
I'm
seriously.
down.
Be our third co-host.
I just feel
Duh.
like anything.
Like, if I'm ever in your neck of the woods, we can even have like a podcast where we're all together and just like
I'm telling
chatting
you,
it up.
Tiff, you weren't on here, but I was like, we need to do page to picture on the road. Like, we need to do a travel segment.
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be so fun.
I know. You need to like, if Lionsgate doesn't invite you, you need to have like a whole TikTok thing about like, oh, let's go and like
We'll crush it.
Yeah.
How do we crush this
Crash.
premiere?
Lionsgate
We
never
would
reached
check
out to us, so
Join
now
us while
we
we
are
crash
going to
Lionsgate's
Lionsgate.
premiere.
Yeah.
We are reaching out to Lionsgate by physically being
Yeah.
there. Hello,
We're
it is
going-
oh my gosh. Okay, that wraps up on our Practical Magic episode. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing your magical insight, not just on the Owen sisters, but into your enchanting world of Blood of the Blackthorn. We loved having you on. You were such a joy, such a delight. Oh my God, I love talking to you so much. You're so
It's
awesome.
so true. Such a great way for me to wake up. I immediately, like, when I tell you I rolled out of bed, I like came here. I was like, I have to wash my mouth. I have to do, hold on. And then I got on the computer and I was like, they're going to be so mad at me. And then I joined and you guys are all like happy. And I was like, oh my God, stop.
It's like we're adding to the party. you know?
Yes.
Literally.
Yeah.
Just Jillian, you were out doing your
It was-
thing, and then now
Yeah,
you
exactly.
came
You know
out
what?
and
Jillian energy.
Jimmy.
All right.
pulling back in with your man.
I brought a
back there.
better
Yeah,
Jimmy.
exactly. You, Pedro Pascal, everything is forgiven.
Oh God, he's just amazing. I love him so much.
Obsessed.
I love him. Okay, so if you guys enjoyed today's episode, make sure to subscribe, rate, and leave a review wherever you listen to your podcast. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Official Page to Picture for all things books, movie adaptations, Pedro Pascal, and more.
Yes, and you can also find our link tree on Instagram. It has everything from new episodes, guest signups, and a link to our merch that we just launched. Rocio, can you tell us where our followers can find you? Like, where are you on social media? Like, where can we stalk you?
Yeah.
So, stalking. All right. So, like, let's say Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. It's all the same. The username, it's at Rocio Carranza Writes. I'm going to spell that real quick. So, ROCIOCARRANZA Writes. That's it.
Perfect. No, we will
Yeah.
definitely
We'll
tag
tag,
you.
yeah.
We'll put it all up there for everybody too.
Yeah, it'll be in the
We were right on
description.
both, like, I can't type and watch this at the same time. What are you doing?
Yeah.
No, we will put it in there. And then where can people get your book?
They can get it either at Barnes & Noble, my website, Amazon, bookshop.org. Bookshop.org, because they give back to your bookstores.
Oh, I love it.
Oh,
Yes, we love that. We just found out about that from another indie
Yes.
author, and I was like, wait, what is that? Like, I've never
Yes.
heard of that.
I do have to give a special shout out to 2 bookstores in Austin where I'm at. Book People and Birdhouse Books and Gifts. They also carry my book as well.
Oh,
Yay. We will tag them. Hello. We love
I love it.
Yes. Oh
love-
my goodness. Yes.
No, we love a good like small indie bookstores. Like we love our
Mhm.
collectibles, don't get us wrong, but we gotta
Indie
support.
bookstores.
We gotta support.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
we gotta support the indies. That's how
Yep.
I feel.
Mhm.
All around.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, everybody. This was a fun episode. I feel like we could go for dates. Like we can go for hours talking about practical magic, deep diving into every actor. Thank you so much for taking the time for jumping on this podcast. We had so much fun. Tiff, thanks for showing up.
I'm sorry again. The next time we have you on, I'm literally gonna be the first one in here. Okay, I promise you. I'll
She's like,
have.
I'll be here.
I'll be ready. I'll dye my
I'll be
hair
here with
red
my
and
mocktails,
everything.
right?
It's okay. Tiff, you don't know, but I was having major technical difficulties.
Oh my
for,
God,
like,
it's just
15
the
minutes.
morning.
I was like almost in the verge of tears because I get so much anxiety, and I was like, I don't. was like, no. I was like, she's waiting. She's on.
Don't get anxiety for me. I was just scrolling through Instagram.
I
Like,
literally
She
like,
said, I'm over here just vibing.
I literally went to my bedroom, woke my husband up, like almost on the verge of tears, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. I can't hear. I can't like. She can't hear me. I was like, please come and help me. I'm gonna cry. He's like,
and you're like, my idiot sister is still sleeping.
like, Tiff is not even answering my calls. I don't know what's wrong with her. She wasn't feeling good yesterday. I don't know. I was like, my husband was like, relax, like we'll fix it. And then I was like, don't log into Riverside because if you log in, she's gonna see you, and I don't want her to see you because you like.
I don't want her to be scared.
Like,
what is this?
I'm like, don't you look like Jimmy Aguilar? No. But
He's gonna watch this podcast later and be like, "Excuse me."
He's gonna be like, "What?"
Pascal
is right.
I mean, like Tiff, you know me. I have like the worst anxiety. I just like things to go perfect. Like
it's the eldest daughter in us.
Yeah, that's her.
Anxiety.
It's her.
Yeah.
I'm so
eldest
coded.
daughter.
I'm Sally coded. There it is.
And I'm just out here
just
vibing.
showing up, rolling up whenever you That's okay. Well, thank you guys so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed this episode. We hope everybody has a great weekend. Get your margaritas. We are going to share this mocktail recipe so you guys can make it anytime you want, because I'm definitely going to go to the store and get everything on here and make it.
I want to go too.
Okay.
Do it.
Tiff, come over to my house.
We'll make
like
some.
You act like you live far from me. You're like 10 minutes away.
I know. So true.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your day.